Okay, I think we're good there. Hello. What's up? How's everyone doing today? What is everyone doing today? It's Saturday. Saturday night. We got a printer to print with. Mike. My name is Jeff, not Mike. But Mike. Mic issue. Uh-oh. How do I sound now? How do I sound now? Are we good? 1 second. I'll do this. Do this the easy way. 1 second. It is magnetic. And we got magnets. Uh-oh. My ah! Uh-oh. Okay, my sweater is too big. My sweater is too thick to use the magnet. What shall we do? Because apparently I can't do this. There we go. Is that good? That's good. Oh no, but now when I lean down, my beard's gonna hit it. Does my beard hit it? Yeah, my beard's hitting it. I'll put it on the side maybe? There we go. There we go. There we go. This is like, it's not a sweater, but it's a long sleeve and it's thicker. How's everyone doing today? How now, brown cow? Sounds fine now. That's good. That's good. You need to hear me so I can hear you. I don't need to hear you, but you need to hear me. How's everyone doing today? It's Saturday. It's Saturday. Today's gonna be a fun stream. Today is honestly just gonna be a print and chill stream. We've got the positron. We've got the Rook up and running. We're gonna do some calibrations, what for, to make it print a little bit better. And then we're gonna run along printing it because I need to start getting hours on this machine. And while we're doing that, I think we're just gonna do some organizing and just kind of a print and chill yap. It's been a busy little bit. I think tonight we're just gonna have a little fun yapping stream. Take it easy, and then hopefully we'll get back into the spring of things soon. Screw sorting. I don't think I'll torture you with screw sorting. Is this bent? Is this one bent? Yeah, this one's bent. So this one's garbage. I don't want a Revo nozzle. I think it's, yeah, that one's bent. Ballistic Tech gifted 5 community memberships. Cheers and appreciated. That goes in the garbage. There we go. Oh, my screws, I can build rep racks. Anyways, so tonight we're just gonna recap the build here. We're gonna try and make a little sheet of anything I should mention on a video if I end up doing a video on it. Honestly, I really don't have much to critique on this kit. Other than like some, nitpicky stuff about the manual, about like, hey, it's okay, but it could be better in these ways. I don't really have any like hard, like with this kit, we have a list. I have a list of things that I will go over on the video for it. With this one, I don't really have a lot to talk about. Keep the sock. Oh yeah. Oh well, that Revo's gone. It's in the bottom of the garbage. I've got enough Revos. Actually, no, I don't. I was supposed to get a bunch from E3D, but I was sick at 3D Printopia and I left early, so I didn't get them. Shoot. That's okay. I've got plenty of socks. So usual stream start off stuff. Every stream we give away a spool of filament from Polymaker. If you want to win that spool of Polymaker filament, link in the video description. Enter for your chance down below. If you want to help support the channel, the content I create, and the things I do, there's also links in the description for that as well. Some of them are affiliate links, don't cost you anything extra, go a long way in supporting the channel. Others, like the Gamer Subs link, use code Canuck, save 10% off your order. We also have this to put together. We might do this today too. I've got a TD1 we got to put together. So I've got all the parts. I'm missing a part. There we go. Now I have all the parts. I have all the parts for the TD1, so we might put the TD1 together as well. But the first thing is we got to get this guy printing. We got to get this guy printing because we got to do some calibrations on this guy. because it came out, we got a pretty good cube. But the first thing I'm going to do is unload this thing and load it with some a more visible filament for calibrating. So printers, load up the Rook. You should be connected. Are you powered up? You are powered up. How's chat today? How is chat? Oop, let me turn on live chat so I can actually see you guys. There we go. Okay, is there an unload macro on this? What does walk do? Torture XY short. Torture. What does walk do? If I click walk, what? Okay, let me home it. What does walk do? There's literally a macro called walk. What happens if I click it? I mean, I think we fixed some of the rattle. I think we need higher accels for that. How long is this supposed to go for? That's what walk does. Okay, what else we got? Dance? I mean, we got rid of a lot of the rattle. I stuffed my zip tie in there and it got rid of a lot of the rattle from the fan wandering. We got that. So that's dance. I don't know how long this goes for. Can you stop it? You set your speeds and accels and it'll make the printer move. Oh. Okay, so where do I modify? Like what do I need to set them for? Like what should I be changing to make it do? Because I got max speed is 300, max accel is 10K. So if I wanted to make it dance, what do I set these to? If I want to make it dance. Yellow numbers, okay. Well, I mean, if we're doing stupid YOLO numbers, what's an extra 0? I mean, the worst case that happens, the printer goes and freaks out, right? Okay, home all. It did not like that. It did not like that. Home. The acceleration is too high and it's triggering the... Okay, maybe 100,000 accel is too much. Maybe 100,000 accel is too much. Yeah. Okay, let's not do 100,000 accel. Let's do a nice reasonable 2,500. And we'll do 600. How are we doing? We're doing good. We're trying to make this dance. Apparently it can dance if you set it high enough. Okay, home. Okay, so that's... Okay, homing's good. And we home the Z. Okay, Z home's good. And now let's do... There's a button called torture. I love belted Z. Do I even have the belted lined up? I don't even know if that belts. I don't know how many times it... Oop. Okay, let's try the walk one now. Okay, so that was torture. Let's try walk. It's walking. It is walking. It is moving. It is moving. Here, let's here, watch. It is walking. Oh Lord, he coming. Oh Lord, he coming. Coming to get you. Okay, what was the other one? What was the other one? What do we try? Dance? There's a dance macro. Let's see what dance does. Add another 5K. Yeah, let's. All right. So we're gonna go with let's do 40K XL at 800 millimeters a second. Yeah. This is what we're doing tonight, by the way. If you're wondering what the big grand plans for tonight's stream are, you're looking at it. Grab a drink. It's gonna be fun. Okay. Okay, so let's home it. Make sure it still homes safely. Okay, so we're good there. Home that way. Nope. Nope, too much that way. Okay. So 40K XL is a little too much. Although I probably could make the input, the sensor list less sensitive. Why? Where is the sensor list setting? Driver, okay. 150. So do I increase that number or lower that number to make it less sensitive? I'm trying to remember. Trying to remember if I want to increase this number or lower this number to make it less sensitive on the Y. Whiskey. Yes. Oh, I got right now. I got gamer subs, so you can go buy some gamer subs. Add a 0. Okay, it's a thing. Higher is more sensitive. Okay, so we're at 150. Let's go to 100 for Y. Save and restart. Okay, home X. Okay, X is good. Home Y. Go that way. Okay, we're good. Okay, we're good. Little less sensitive than I would like, but it's good enough. Z is mechanical. You can't do sensorless on Z. It's not accurate enough, but for X, Y, it's good enough. Okay, so it homes. So let's do dancing again, or no, walk. Nope. It don't like that. Motors are stone cold though. Yeah, it don't like that. Nope. So let's increase run current. Oh yeah, we're going up to 1 amp. I think we're at 0.8 amp right now. Oh shoot, it's probably under. Is it under a macro? Firmware macro 1, macro 2s, low temp check. Macro 1, print start, print end, filament. Macro homing, macro torture, homing. There we go. Okay. Oh my God! Look at that. Look at me. It is printer.cfg. Let's see what they got for printer. Stepper X. There we go. Okay. Let's go to 1.0. 1.0. Let's go to 1.0 for X and stepper Y. 1.0. Okay. Needs VTech. Yo, VTech just kicked in, yo. Okay, so homing's good on the X. We'll get rid of that. That's good there. Okay. Home the Z. Okay, we're good there. Now, walk. Trying 1.2 amps, maybe 1.2 amps. 1.2 amps per motor. Run current X, run current Y, 1.2. There you go. Save and restart. Don't go too far with the YOLO. We may need to pull the Tico out. That is true. That's always the option. It does print. Okay, home. The motor mounts are CF ABS, so they can take some heat. And they're still stone cold, so I'm not too worried. But we shall see. Okay, so that's there. Let's try walk again. There we go. Well. 1.3. Almost there. Almost there. Almost there. Almost there. Almost there. We do have my fan running too. So we do have air moving. So let's go down. Let's just go to 1.4. Let's just go to 1.4. 1.4 amps on the XY. Oops. I want this thing. Yeah, we're gonna try dumb speed benchies tonight or this or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Okay, home all. It did not like that. Or wait, no, it did. Yeah, it did, because that's the X. Yeah, we're good. We're good. If all the packages were updated. Woe is the man who decides to update Clipper while live streaming. I mean, we could mess around with the printer all stream and do dumb fun stuff like this, or we can rebuild a Clipper setup. Which one do you want to do? I could hit the update button. I could hit the update button. Or you want to watch me hit some line drives? Yeah, go! Dance. That's moving. That's moving. Torture. Whoa. Why isn't it? Where's my speeds? No, show me not speed factor. Where? I want to see speed. Why aren't you showing me my actual speeds? Console control. Hide access control to enable X and Y axis homing. Where is toolhead? General. Where's the setting to show instantaneous speed? Jeez, thing moves. UI settings. I'm trying to find the setting to show, because it's not showing me instantaneous speeds. I want to see instantaneous speeds. I don't know where that. Require confirm navigation, icons, text, always on top. Disable fan animation. Hide save config. No. Roll dashboard. There's that. Editor. Like macros. Miscellaneous. Resets, printers, UI settings, logo. I don't think it's in machine settings. Usually, like on a lot of my printers, it will say like a speed here. Like, which one would have it? Artful Bobcat should have it. Yeah, like these machines, it has like an instantaneous speed on there. Some printer configs have it, some don't. Yeah, like some of them will show the instantaneous speed, others don't. Oh, it only shows it during a print. Oh, only during prints. That makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. Are we gonna do dumb speed benchy stuff today? Let's do dumb speed benchy stuff. Let's get this unloaded. Okay, I have a load filament button. Do I have an unload? Unload filament. Okay. Let's see how unload filament. Since we're doing speed benchies, we need some abs. Let's get some abs. We need some abs. What do I have for abs that's a nice color for speed benchies? Let's do, what color are you? You're, don't break that spool. You're PETG. Don't do sparkle. Don't use sparkle filaments for speed benchies. Bad idea. That's all applause. That's all applause. No, don't use any of that. Polylite ABS. No, it's not Polylite I want to use. I can't remember. I have some MG94. I just don't know where. I have MG94 ABS, but I don't know where. You're a PLA. You're not. Nope. I have some MG94 ABS, and I don't know where. PLA. You're PLA. You know what? We might just end up using. Yeah, we'll just use PLA or regular ABS. I don't really have. Wait. Are you? No, you're carbon fiber PC. I could have sworn I had some left over. Polylite ABS. No. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm out of the Gucci stuff. I think. You know what? We'll just go with Polylite ABS. Why not? Get rid of some of this stuff. No, it's not up on the rep rack. I think I used it all up. I'll be honest. I think I used it all up. Oh, did it unload? I think it unloaded. It did unload. Cool. That's nice. Okay. So, you go there. You go there. You go there. You go there. Feed you in there. That grabs that. Now let's hit load filament. Fail to bite. Dang it. PLA for speed benching? No, you don't use PLA for speed benchies. ABS flows better. You don't want to use ABS for speed benchies. Okay, now we hit load. Load filament. There we go. Now it's actually loading the filament. Yeah, you don't use PLA for speed benchies. ABS flows much better. ABS flows way more better for speed benchies. There we go. There's high-speed PLAs. I've used some of them. I don't like them. High-speed PLAs I find are just way too stream, in my opinion. They're very. I did not like the results I got with them. Now, to be fair, I've only used like two kinds. I used stuff that came with the FL Sun, that was FL Sun branded, and then Creality sent me some as well. I used them. They print okay, but I found like I didn't like them. I didn't like them. I had better luck with normal PLAs. for what I print stuff out of PLAs at. Here's the thing. Why do you need to print fast? Let me know why you need to print fast. Simple as that. Like, I know speed is like the only current metric people sell printers on because that's all we got. Like, if you're a company selling a printer, when you go, hey, our printers have 99.9% uptime and are extremely easy to use. Yeah, nobody cares because other company puts out wank numbers of like, oh, it goes multi-million 999 fast. The speed is all people care about in marketing. But why do you need to print fast? Answer me that question. Why do you need to print this guy fast? Now, I'm not saying you should take 8 years to print this, but I'm saying if this takes 5 hours on one machine versus 8 hours on another machine, why do you need this done in 5 hours? I'd rather it be better looking, better materials. There's certain filaments you can't even print fast. You're not doing glass filled nylon at high speed. You're not. Like, only certain materials flow fast. It's kind of like, I don't know. Don't get me wrong. Like, I've got fast machines. Pretty much every printer in here is an enclosed high speed Core XY. But you don't need to print fast. You need to print reliably. Okay, so let's do dumb speed benchy things. Anyone have a link to the actual speed benchy rules so we can actually like see how it fares? 3D benchy. Open. There we go. We have le benchy. We are going to print this with generic ABS. Okay. And so we're going to go with 260 first layer, 265 we're going to do 265 across the boards, beds 105, flow rate 99. Cooling, we are going to go no cooling first 3 layers, max fan at 6. Man fan, max fan, we want max fan, so we want to go 100%. Layer time 0 seconds. Don't slow down for outer walls. And print speed 0. Force cooling for overhangs and bridges. Cooling overhangs, central, whatever. Fan speed for overhangs 100. Rules are posted in Discord. Thank you. Auxiliary fan speed. We don't have an aux fan. Okay. We don't have active air filtration. Okay, so 100%. We want no fan for first 2 layers, max speed at 6, so hopefully we don't thermal shock it too much. Okay, we're going to call this as dumb speed benchy profile. Okay. Let me pull up the Discord here so I can get the rules for speed benchies. Good old STL Denise. Okay. So what is a speed benchy? Okie dokie. So, oh, no, where is Orca? There's Orca. There we go. Orca. Okay. So, material, whatever you want. Max line width 0.5. So quality. So are we doing, okay, so max layer height is 0.25. So we're going to do 0.25 layer heights. Okay. Strength, where's line width? Wait, what? Oh, 0.25. Okay. So we want 0.5 millimeters for all my line widths. Wait, what? 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. Can I just copy paste this? .5 down the line. Okay. Seam position aligned nearest. Staggered inner seams, nope. Seam gap, 0. Because if I'm doing a seam gap, that is more travel than I need to do. Roll base wipe speed, nope. Okay, cool. We'll use Arachne, sure. I don't think it matters. Inner wall, outer wall, cool. Cool, okay, strength. So we want 2 walls. 2 walls, 3 top, 3 bottom, monotonic infill, sure. 10% infill, where's my infill percentage? Okay, and you can combine every other layer. Where is combine infill? Infill combination. Automatically combine sparse infill, total is pretty good. There we go. Set 0 to use the nozzle diameter. Okay, wait. Infill combination. Here, let me really so you guys can see what I'm saying. Okay. Infill combination automatically combines sparse infill or several layers to print together in order to reduce time. Walls are still printed with original layer height. 100%. So would I want 200%? Oh, okay, so I can use the value. Okay, so yeah, so layers will be 0.4 or 0.5. Because that would be every other layer, there's a layer of infill. There we go. Okay. Can the Rook print peak? I mean, technically, if you load peak into this thing, set the nozzle to hot, and tell it to extrude, filament will come out of it. And you can lay that filament down on a bed. How the final print turns out, that's between you and Jeebus. But it can technically, I mean, pretty much any hot end that can get hot enough can print peak. It's how good of a result do you need printing peak? Okay, so let's just make sure we slice this right. Okay. Why do we switch infill types? Why are we going... Is it supposed to do that? Monotonic? Oh, it's crosshatch. Okay. I want to do line infill. Line infill. Just straight lines. There we go. Straight lines. Random straight lines. There we go. Line infill. I think line would be the fastest infill, wouldn't it? Or no, monotonic would be, wouldn't it? What's the fastest infill type? What is the fastest infill type? Adaptive cubic, gyroid, grid, rectangular, concentric, lightning, crosshatch. What is the fastest? Line? Yeah, line is probably the fastest because it's just straight lines. They just kind of change every now and then. Okay, now we got 10% infill. 10% infill. Slice. So right now we are looking at a 24-minute benchy with the stock settings. Okay. So we need to go faster. So first layer, we'll go 150 for the first layer. Okay, we'll do 100 for the outer wall and 150 for the... Okay. Outer wall, 300. Inner wall, 500. Small perimeters, 100%. Okay. Small perimeters threshold. Was there a number there? Was there a number here before? Okay, whatever. No, it would have been 0. Okay. Sparse infill, 600. Solid infill, 600. Top surface infill, we'll do 250. Gap infill, 600. Support, 600. You know, we don't have support. Slow down for overhangs. No. Bridges. 500. I don't know. Normal printing, we'll go with 40,000 acceleration because that's, you know, that's what Jesus intended, or something. I don't know. We're just YOLOing it. Let's do this. Let's just see what we have it actually set for, because we did have some motor hiccups when we were doing those tests at those speeds. Yeah, so 840k XL. Okay. Outer walls, we'll go with 10,000 XL for outer walls. Inner walls, we'll do 20,000 XL. Bridge, 100%. Sparse infill, everything that. First layer, we'll do 10,000 XL for first layer. Top surface, we'll do another 10,000. And travels, we'll do 40,000. There we go. Excel to decel, 100%. Jerk, 15. 10, 10, 15, 10, 10, 15. Those look like values. Okay, that's a 20-minute benchy there. Why not travel 800? Because we're going, oh wait, where's travel speeds? Oh yeah, travel speeds, 800. So let's start here. We'll start here, and then we'll go from there. So that's sliced. Let's print. So this should be a 20-minute benchy. Upload and print. Okay. So I'll just let that heat up, I guess. Nope, I do not need to open that. There we go. Dashboard. Okay. Stopwatch. So I do have a stopwatch here. So we are heating the bed up. Change the volumetric. Yes, I set it to 999 millimeters cubed a second. So we shouldn't be hitting any caps on flow rate, hopefully. I mean, we're extruding at 34, it looks like. Yeah, so we're peaking at 62 millimeters cubed a second. Will this hot end keep up with that? Probably not. But we'll see. I mean, I don't know about you. I'm expecting fail. But I have a tube. I don't think I can put a tube in here that quickly though. Plus the tube's in another printer right now. The tube. The tube. Oh, what happened there? Oh shoot. I'm just realizing my prints here for... Can I save it? No, shoot. I had a layer shift on these printed parts. Crap, I gotta throw... Okay, I gotta try it again. Okay, let's... Home. Print. TD1. Reprint that. I have a layer shift all through my TD1 parts. I just realized that. These are garbage. I'm like, oh, while we're doing that, we'll build the TD1. Oh, no, the parts are garbage. Okay, reprint them. I think I printed them the day it was kind of really hot in the garage, so maybe that helped. You like the C4 Retrying? I like it so far. I've been having good luck with it. It prints pretty good. So far, it's pretty reliable. I haven't done any real speed testing with it. I've just kind of been using it to print stuff I normally print, and it's working pretty good. The white nylon diffuse for the Rook, is it PA12 or PA6 or PA12? It is PA, no idea. It is Fadis brand. Fadis AE Glass Ultra PA GF. So it's that. Let me look it up here. Fadis AE Glass PA GF. It is. It's this. I don't know. Some companies don't label what type of nylon it is. I'm like, what's my? Oh, it's a Prusa. I'm like, I hear printing. What's printing? Do you still have PTG printed parts in the Prusa? That Prusa, yeah. The whole goal with that Prusa is I'm not changing. The only thing I've done on it is change the fan duct to an ABS fan duct. That's more a surround fan duct. The whole goal of that Prusa is to not modify the actual structural parts of it and leave it enclosed until stuff starts to fail. Which, actually, maybe, why did I have a layer shift? Which, and the belts are still pretty tight. But I have all the parts needed to build a Prusa Mark IV printed in ABS ready to go if stuff on there fails. I got them in a box right here. I am big dumb. I worked all day, came home, started streaming, and did not realize it's Canuck creator time. Well, you don't have to cancel your stream to come watch my stream. I mean, thank you for being here, but you might need to check. Yeah, well, I threw the parts out already. It shifted in one direction only. I was gonna make a really dark joke there. Glad I didn't. Oop. Random SD card on the floor. That's always good to find. They did only shift in one direction, so maybe, I don't know. But it's funny because I printed a bunch of stuff after I printed the TD1 stuff, and those came out fine. So, or actually, let me check. Let me make sure I don't have a layer shift in those parts either. No, they came out fine. Those parts have, yeah. So I printed the TD1 and I had a layer shift, and then I printed a bunch of other stuff and it didn't. So I'm assuming it's a one-off thing. Matt took your design, didn't, what? Matt took your design, what do you mean, Matt? What? It is on the Rookery, he asked and called it his own tool design. What? About the 100, since that was one of the original. Oh, the one, oh, wait, what's going on with the drama? So the guy who did the 100 took the design for this and modified it and didn't give you credit for it. Oh, that's scummy. Honestly, I don't get the 100 because, like, I've said this kind of thing before. Design within your limits and design for your own sake. Like, if it's a mostly 3D printed printer, why are you trying to do 100K Excel? There's much better ways to get 100K Excel. Like, yeah, you can do it, but it's like, I can also build a boat out of ice. Doesn't mean it's a smart idea. I had issues with the PC part, the claim. Some parts going to LDO Rook 2020 build. There you go. Yeah, I think actually, if I'm not mistaken, if you want to do the Rook 2020, you can use the LDO kit. You just need a frame. Citing people literally costs on. Yeah, like that's the thing with open source. It costs absolutely nothing for you to go, hey, this design is based on this design. Here's a link to the file. Nobody cares. Nobody cares that this is based on something else. Nobody cares. It affects nothing. But then if you don't do it, everyone just gets, you know, angry at you and makes tweets about you. Because that's literally all anyone can do, which sucks, but it is what it is. Like, is it a personal thing? Like, oh, I can't have people know some of my open source design is based on another open source design. Oh, no. Like, no, who cares? Who cares? Costs nothing to credit somebody. I should probably put something on this bed. LDO will have a 2020 kit upgrade. Nice. Canrog made the 2020 that way so you can use the Rook parts to get the stuff. Nice. I won't lie, I'm really liking the design of the Rook gantry, how simplified the Core XY mechanism is in this. I may have a CAD file of a project I'm working on going right now. We'll see. Hi, Steve. Everyone say hi, Steve. What is it? Bed adhesive? I put the stuff that was on top of the pile of bed adhesives that I got in here, but this is the Pantheon stuff. It's meant for nylon and copolyesters, but it works pretty good with ABS too. I would use my Vision Miner, but I don't know where I put it. An LDO Space Gray. Yeah, the one V2 over here is an LDO Space Gray frame. It's nice. What are you? Oh, you're 0.6 Revo. What's going on with my monitors? Oh. Oh, we're good? We're good. Okay. One of my monitors just decided to turn off for a second. Okay, so we're home. So again, we're running the motors at 1.4 too, so hopefully we don't overheat stuff, but we'll figure out. Okay. So I got my hand over the e-stop, by the way. We're doing the purge line. So it is doing a skirt. I think we didn't change the skirt speeds. Oh, let me start the timer. First layers for our benchies are always fun because of the text. I'm surprised nobody has cheated the speed benchy rules yet and like done it with a benchy without the bottom text. Like I'm surprised somebody hasn't fudged a benchy using one without the bottom text. Or are you supposed to use that? You're supposed to use the normal speed, the normal benchy STL, right? Oh, it is totally under extruding. It is way under extruding. Okay, let's see here. Hello, camera that never works. How are you doing? Bubble! Haha, you don't work. There we go. There. It's trying, damn it. It's trying. Nice spool holder. I know, it's from an ANET A8 with a stick through it. If it works, it works. I don't think, yeah, technically, here's the fun thing with the benchy. The benchy license does not allow modification. Or correction, distribution of modified files. So this is the thing. If you don't defend it, you got no right to defend it. So there's how many different versions of benchies out there? They all violate the benchy license and nobody cares. But then you have, like we just had the discussion like 5 minutes ago in chat, where the guy who designed the 100 apparently took the design of the toolhead from this guy and basically one-to-one copied it and didn't rename it or anything and didn't credit it. And we're all angry about that. Yet everyone modifies the benchy and nobody cares. So like this double standards. It's hard to get a good camera angle on this printer. Like this printer, you actually, maybe from behind, actually. Actually, that might work. Come with me. Come with me. Stupid cables are long enough. There we go. I mean, we haven't had a layer shift yet. Top layers look like garbo. Let me bump the temps up. We're at 265. Let me go to 275. See if that helps. Oh. ADC out of range. The fan was going, I think. So that's an ADC out of range. I'm pretty sure we had the part fan cooling. Controller fan at 0. Oops. Yeah. Let's try it again. Right. Oh wow, this benchy is a little on the crunchy side. Yeah, start again. If I need to put a fan, like I have a part cooling fan, or oh, you know what? I don't have ADC out of range. That's the MCU. I don't have a heatsink on the MCU itself. Don't have a heatsink on the MCU itself. 1 second here. Sure, why not? Yeah, the printer's on. I'm assuming that's the main chip on it. Put a heatsink on you. Sure, why not? There we go. There we go. just flip it over and throw a random heatsink I ripped off another printer on it. Why not? Start to cook over 1.5. Well, we're on 1.4 and we do have active cooling. We do have a fan blowing air underneath. So we do have some cooling going on here. So we got that going for us, which is, oh, no, 25%? No. Printer.cfg. No. No, 0.25. No. 1.0. Save and close. Okay. It's gonna error out 1 second. E-stop. Yes, screw it. Don't really say. We're on to our Rook. Yes, no. That's. Do I recommend a Honda Civic or a Subaru Crosstrek? It depends. What do you need the printer to do? What do you need your printer to do? What do you need your printer to do? One of them is a more, like, if you're telling me, hey, I just want a fun printer to build, I've never built a printer before, and I want something to get my feet wet, and I don't care about it being enclosed, then go with a Rook. If you need something that's actually like more of a workhorse printer, that you can actually like use regularly as enclosed and can print ABS, go with the VE0. They're both different design goals. They both have different design goals and design considerations when it comes. What? Okay, this fan's rattling now. There we go. If you have a fan that rattles, blow in it. Sometimes there's like something stuck in there. Okay, so now this should actually have proper cooling. But yeah, like if you're like, hey, I want a printer that I'm gonna have this printer for years, I am gonna use it regularly as an enclosed printer to print stuff, then yeah, get a V0. If you're like, hey, I've never built a printer before, I have some 3D printers, I just want something that's fun to build, to get my feet wet and learn how to, set up my own firmware and kind of have like a test bench kind of thing, get a Rook. Or like it's your money. I can give you input on it, but I'm not gonna tell you which one to buy because I'm not you. So, Bruce is printing fine. My max extruder temp. Oh, that's also what may have caused that overheat. Yeah, that may have done it too. Got CFG. Is it set for 2? It is set for 3. Okay, so let's go 300. Save and close. And then E-stop. Restart. Is that sarcasm? I'm quippy. I sarcasm. Spiriting print quality wise. They'll both print as fast as each other, and they'll both give you roughly the same print quality. Depends a lot on your slicer settings and what material you're using, and how well you take the time to tune the profile for the machine yourself, and how well you built it. There's no point in comparing 3D printers on print quality. All modern 3D printers that are well built will print good. There's no point in comparing print quality. There's no point. There's no point. All modern 3D printers can print good. Some of them have slightly better part cooling, so you can get slightly crisper overhangs and whatnot. But guess what? You can get those effects too by just playing with your slicer settings and having your speeds and feeds set right. It's honestly, when you're comparing a printer nowadays, I look more at what you need to get out of the printer for it to fit your use case and what kind of quality of life features that printer has. And when it comes to DIY printers, there's a whole other aspect to it because you have to build the thing. I know you're fishing for me to give you an answer to tell you what to buy, but I can't. I don't know enough about you, nor what you're looking to do with your printers. I can give you some information to help you decide, but I'm not going to tell you which one to build. Yeah, yeah, like, where is generic motor number 47 that I have? Okay, well, okay, these aren't NEMA 17s, but this is a NEMA 17. All 3D printers use the exact same motors. This printer here has the exact same motors and drivers as that 3D printer. As that 3D printer. Well, okay, slightly different drivers. But like, same as that one, same as that one, same as that one. NEMA 17s and 2209s are like the bread or rice equivalent of 3D printing right now. They're just like, hey, it's got a 2-liter 4-banger with 4 tires. Ooh, wow. Everyone has one of those. Yes, I know V0 uses NEMA 14s, but potato, they're close enough in functional real-world use. The only printer I have here that is not a generic 3D printer is the Pantheon, which costs 10 grand, has clear plastic servos, and runs ball screws. And the tool head weighs... I can rob a bank with this thing. This is like a +2 to bludgeoning damage tool head. Okay? This is the tool head for one. But it's a completely different beast. There we go. Now we have some under the carriage cooling. There we go. Oh, and the Magneto. And the Magneto. I forgot about the Magneto. But the Magneto still has 2209s. So it's honestly, that's why like I don't do printer reviews, because I spend a lot of time going, hey, it does the same as every other printer. These are the pros and cons of buying it from this company. A lot of time it comes down to what kind of hot end you have for flow rates. Some hot ends just can only flow so fast. So as long as you stay within their flow rates, you're good. A lot of, honestly, what it comes down to when picking a printer is the company itself and the printer you're getting. Yes, it might seem really cool to get half off the value of a printer because you bought it early on Kickstarter. But if the printer shows up and it's a pile of poop from a company that drops support for it in 6 months and you can't get replacement parts for it, and 3 months after purchase you're relying on community mods to make it even function correctly, is that a good value? For me, I say no, but for some people, they don't care. Like, it's Magneto functional? Yeah, Magneto's functional. Well, mine isn't. I haven't gone around to fixing it, though, because the problem is... Oh, nope, you did not home right. Yeah, you're erroring out. I mean, I'm going to let it go. Because why not? But... my part cooling fan, or my heatsink fan, is rattling really loud now and it's annoying. Oh, timer. Pause, reset, start. Okay, and let's bump this temp back up to 275. There we go. I'm less concerned with reviews or something brand new. I'd rather see reviews of long-term. And the problem is nobody does reviews of long-term machines because there's no views in it. There's no money in views in doing reviews of like, when a brand new printer comes out, ain't nobody doing a review of the Bamboo X12 or whatever the heck they call it 6 months after it comes out, because nobody's going to watch that review. They're going to search, they're going to go on Google and go Bamboo X12 review, and whoever happened to put the video up first on YouTube is the one that's going to show up. So you're going to get a review of the printer on the day it was released, not a review of the printer 6 months in. Speaking of reviewing old printers, guess who wants to send me an A1? I haven't replied to that email, but... with heated chambers that mere mortals can buy. Thomas, I'm going to posit you a question. Why do you need a chamber heater? Why do you need a chamber heater? I'm not being insulting. Why do you need a chamber heater? Why do you need a separate chamber heater in your printer? Because I'm gonna answer your question with a question. What is the 800-watt heater under your bed doing? It's heating the chamber. You already have a chamber heater. It's called the bed. Why do you need more than one heater? Some cheaties have chamber heaters, and they still can't get as hot as this thing just off the bed. This gets into the mid-60s Celsius, just on its own with just the bed and moving the air around. Yeah, they put chamber heaters in, like the reason the Bamboo X1E has a chamber heater is to make up for the fact that the X1's chamber is made out of the thinnest of materials and has more holes in it than something with a lot of holes in it. So they have to put a chamber heater to dump more heat into a system that's losing heat. You can get the same effect by putting a blanket on your printer. The Seaboard might be good for Peak. Also, Peak is $400 a spool. Why the hell do you need to print Peak? I don't print Peak. I printed PEC. I have a PEC benchy somewhere in here. I always misplace it. But we printed PEC on a Voron. You don't need a crazy machine to print those materials. What you need is a reason to print those materials. And most people don't have a reason to print those materials. Like, what do you need Peak for at-home hobby-level 3D printing that glass-filled nylon can't do? Because you can print glass-filled nylon on a Prusa with a hardened nozzle. Like, if you want to throw money away, click the money sign button under the YouTube chat box. If you want to throw money away, I'm offering you another option. You can gift some memberships to some people in chat. If you want to throw money at stuff, like, do that. Buy a hat. Go buy some gamer stuff. Use code Canuck, save 10% off your order. Mr. Tiburon. Yeah, but you just, yeah, that's not a super chat though. The printer has to live in a warehouse that gets coldish in the winter, and I tend to print pretty largest parts in ABS. Thomas, hi. My garage is uninsulated. Well, okay, it is insulated, but I don't have an active heater out here except the little heater that I run when I print, or when I'm out here. My garage gets to negative 10, 20 Celsius in the winter. These are as enclosed as they are. You know what you do? I'm gonna show you what you buy. Do I still have some? I know I have some somewhere, or did I put it away? Might have put it away. You know what? I'll just do this. Come with me, door that falls off hinges all the time. There we go. This stuff called Reflectex. It's not that expensive. You can buy it at Home Depot. It comes in a big roll. You can get rolls of different sizes, like different width and different length. Just get a big cheap roll of it, get some aluminum tape, and make blankets. Make like a little sleeve to go over your printer with a little door with Velcro or something. This will basically allow, this just heats your printer. This costs nothing, and it adds like 10 degrees to your chamber heater, or to your chamber temps. That's literally the most I've done for a printer to winterfy it for my garage. Most of them I don't even do that. I just rely on the panels, and they work good enough. I've printed out here when it's negative 10 out here in the garage, negative 10 Celsius in the garage, and my ABS printers print fine. They're not as insulated. They might get to 55 instead of 60. But when you're dumping all that heat into the chamber, just heat soak it. Let it heat up for like 30 minutes before you start printing. You'll be fine. Just having the printer enclosed without leaks is the biggest thing you can do. And I did miss Durban gifted 5 community memberships. Cheers and appreciated. But seriously, if you have a garage, as long as you don't have wind, just seal up the printer. That's all you need to do. You don't need to go crazy with active chamber heaters. You already have. This has a 600-watt heater in it already. It's called the bed. Add some fans in the bottom of your chamber to blow blow air around. Put like a Nevermore in your printer. Look up what a Nevermore is. Put a Nevermore in your printer. That basically turns your 600 to 800-watt bed heater into a heating element, because you're circulating the air around the printer, and it turns into a convection oven. And just make sure the printer is sealed up. Get some aluminum tape and seal up any gaps and holes in the enclosure. Don't let it vent. Don't have an exhaust on it. Seal it up good. And let the heat just heat soak it, and you'll be fine. That's all you got to do. Yeah, a 2 foot by 15 foot roll is like $10. It's more. Oh wow, it's cheap in the States. It's more expensive in Canada, but still not that expensive. But yeah, build little bunkers, like build little boxes that you just slide over your printer in the winter. That's all you need to do. You don't need to go crazy. You don't need to go crazy to get a printer warm. And once you're hitting chamber temps of 60, that's good enough for pretty much all consumer level materials. You don't really need to go much above 60. I'm gonna have to turn off Z-Hop. The next thing we gotta do is turn off Z-Hop. I could see it. We're losing time to Z-Hopping. So machine, extruder. Where is Z-Hop? No Z-Hop. 0. Rook, dumb, speed, benchy, profile. I put a cardboard box over my Rook for ABS. Yeah. I have my instructional video on my channel on how to print ABS for dummies was done on a printer I built out of spare parts with 12-volt heaters in a cardboard box, and it prints ABS just fine. You don't need, like, I think some people have mystified ABS by making it sound a lot harder than it is to print. I don't know why. It's not. You just need a box. All metal hot end, a heater that can do 260, and a box. That's all you need. I built my chamber out of leftover insulation foam board from building the shed. There you go. That's all you need. Well, because ABS was one of the first ones to be used because it's an extremely common plastic. That's why. ABS is just a really common plastic in industrial use and whatnot. Simple as that. Nylon trimmer string. Yeah, back in the early days. I made a box out of rigid foam insulation for my first printer to print ABS and worked well. Yeah, that's all you need. As for the fire hazard, honestly, it's, again, I think that's something people overstate. I personally wouldn't run any electronic device in my house if I believe it could start a fire. So I don't get the whole, oh, I won't put my printer in a cardboard box in case it starts a fire. So you're okay if your printer starts a fire on its own, just not in a cardboard box? No, I wouldn't be running it at all if I thought it would start a fire. But like, something has to touch the thing to get, or at least transfer the heat to catch it. Most stuff in a printer, if it were to like fails down. So if your hot end falls out of your printer, it doesn't fall out of your printer and then fall up and touch the enclosure, or touch, like, it has to fail in a way where the heating element gets away from the machine, outside the bounds of the machine, and then comes in contact with the box. A lot has to go wrong. Low redacted X. Sauna insulation foil foam. Yeah, that's why I also like, the reason I like the Reflectex stuff is it, like, I have a ton of it for one, because, you know, show you. When I was getting everything ready for the garage, woo, can you see it? There you go. My whole garage door is covered in it. So my garage door, I have foam insulation behind it, and then I put a layer of Reflectex over everything. So. There we go. Camera right back where it was, but yeah. And the aluminum tape is handy for sealing. Yeah, if you own a house, you're gonna want aluminum tape anyways to make sure all your ducts are sealed. Min temp on a heater bed is 0, so if the bed is set 0, I have bigger issues in the basement than running a printer. Yeah, but you could always go into the printer.cfg and change it. I had to do that with all of my printers. My printers, I used to have them set so that the controller fans would turn on if the if the bed got to like 40 degrees Celsius. That's what I used to use. Now I've gone and changed them all to turn on when the motors turn on. Because the problem with having them set so that when the bed gets to 40 degrees, it turns on. My garage gets into the high 30s in the summer. So add an enclosure, and yeah, I was coming out here to printers having controller fans on when they're not printing because my garage was just so hot. Things got hot enough to trip the fans. So I had to go through and change them all and tell them to engage fans when motors engage to stop that. Also in the winter, I had to go through and tell all my printers that the min temp for the bed is like negative 20 Celsius so that I could start them in the winter. Although you gotta be careful, depending on your climate and where you are, condensation is something you gotta keep in mind when running a heating element in a cold garage. AG gifted $5. Cheers and appreciate it. Greetings from the strike lines. We've been working on an LDO kit for the Trident. Awesome. You helped pick which one to work with your video. Cheers. Awesome. That's good to hear. Strike line. What strike? Good luck on the strike, though. Support your local union. What's the shelf that the printers are on? That shelf? This one I built. This is just wood. That shelf is a it's made out of metal, and I bought it at Home Depot a couple years ago. Last year. I bought it last year at Home Depot. I think it's a Husky. I don't know. It's nice. I like it. It was on sale. It's a metal shelf. My camera died again. The pink foam. Yeah. Oh yeah. Be careful. Don't use the pink foam. Boeing. Oh, Boeing. Oh yeah. Good luck. Frickin'. Hey, fight the power. Boeing makes cool shit when the engineers are in charge. Unfortunately, the engineers aren't in charge over there. Let's take Boeing, which is an amazing company with all these great engineers and leadership, merge it with McDonnell Douglas that has absolutely shit leadership, and leave the leadership in charge of everything. That's gonna go good. Problem is Boeing's too big to fail because they got the U.S. industrial military industrial complex kind of needs it a little too much. Okay, you know what's the cool thing is the motors are still the motors are hot, but they're still not hot. Coming up on the smokestack. Pretty much all of Fortune 200. Yeah, I mean, capitalism was a mistake because eventually all companies run themselves into the ground. Like you can't have a long-term successful company that has a stock market, because like the whole thing is if your company's on the stock market, you're beholden to always increase profits. You have to always increase profits because otherwise they'll just replace you with a CEO that does, because you'll get fired. Because you have to. You're on the stock market. You're beholden to the shareholders that demand more profit. So eventually you get to the point where Bob's Donuts, I wonder if you can figure out which analogy I'm using as a Canadian here. Bob's Donuts can't make any more money selling donuts. They've completely filled up the donut market. So what do they have to do? Well, they have to start moving into other markets. Well, they don't have luck there. Well, okay, they only need to start cutting corners, hiring cheaper staff, using cheaper ingredients, cutting corners everywhere. And eventually everything goes to shit. and then you merge with another company that's also going to shit, and then you keep trying to cut, like, eventually you get to it's a feedback loop where eventually everything goes bad. It's not good, but we're stuck with it because, let's be honest, there's not really a lot of other alternatives that work. I'm a big fan of the Northern European, like Scandinavian type thing, where you have capitalism with strong social safety nets, because you use the profits from capitalism to pay for the other stuff and just tax the hell out of companies because they don't need it. They're making enough money as is. But it is what it is. Behold, a boat. It actually looks like a benchy. I'm not gonna lie, the smokestack came out really good on this. For a speed benchy, that smokestack is way too clean. What's going on there? What's going on there? So this is a 16-minute, 50-second benchy. So, but this is not Twitch. I'm not a drama channel or a politics channel, so let's move on. That's what, 16.5. Okay. Yeah, I'm surprised the smokestack came out that good. But we definitely have flow and cooling issues, which we're going to have flow and cooling issues no matter what. So we're going to try and fix that in some ways. First things first, cooling. When you need more cooling, more fan. So behold, additional part cooling has been acquired. Next, more flow. We're going to go down here. We're going to go to 280. 280. Okay. We've turned off Z hop. First layer. $100, $100. Outer wall, we'll do $30. Flow rate. Let me just double check. Yeah, 99 meters place. I don't think we're going to keep up with 83 millimeters cubed a second of flow. But it should be pretty quick. Yo-ho, lo-ho, as the kiddies would say. Let's see how the how it handles with all that extra cooling blowing on the bed. I don't know if the bed's gonna like having a fan being blown on. It's a pretty small bed. Any recommendations for nozzle-based probing on printers like the Ender 3? I don't really want to spend E3D money to change the nozzle flow fully. You're pretty much gonna have to look at Beacon. Beacon, you can, okay, so it depends on your, what firmware is your printer running? If you're running Clipper, you can go with Beacon. You can use Beacon for bed meshing and nozzle probing. So there's Beacon is one option if you're running Clipper. If you're not running Clipper and you're running the stock firmware, your only real option is for nozzle probing itself, for off-the-shelf nozzle probing. some random janky mod, maybe, if it's a stock machine. Like, how much are you comfortable changing? Like, too many variables. I need more data. Tap plus Voron toolhead. I'm not a huge fan of putting the Voron toolhead on printers that aren't Vorons. The Voron toolhead is designed the way it is because it's a Voron. It's a Core XY that's enclosed, and we have to fit within certain design constraints. That's why it's vertical. So putting a Voron toolhead on a thing that's not a Voron, I'm not a huge fan of, because you're putting a toolhead designed for other use cases. Like anything that's a bed flinger, you shouldn't be putting a Voron toolhead on, because you have so much more room to do things better. You can put like big chunky tumor fans on it for all you care. Running clipper but a glass bed. Oh geez. Okay. Honestly, I'm just gonna say it. Give E3D your money and put a PC probe on it. If you are running clipper though, the beacon. So instead of buying a new hot end, you just buy a beacon probe, put a beacon in it, and off you go. Because beacon can do nozzle probing. Yeah, so yeah, if you are running clipper, you go with beacon if you want to add nozzle probing. Want the PC probe to come out. PC probe is out. I have it in a machine. That machine? I have it in a machine right now. Do you have any info on Diamondback Nextruder availability? When they're out, they're out. I don't. Here's the thing. Yes, I know things from various companies that aren't public. But if I know those things and they're not public, usually they're not public because I can't talk about them. Usually once companies announce stuff, then the people that know about it can talk about it. I'm not gonna, I can't leak shipping details, or I don't even know if I know that one. I have to look up emails. I don't know, but I can't. Beacon can't do glass bed. Can it still do the nozzle probing though with the glass bed? I thought it could still do the nozzle probing with the glass bed, because it transfers like the vibration or something, doesn't it? Isn't that how it works? I thought you could do nozzle probing with the glass bed with beacon. If not, then yeah, you're gonna have to go with like some weird no nozzle probing with glass. Oh, okay. Never mind. You can't do beacon on a glass bed. Then yeah, give E3D your money, buy a PC probe if you're looking for a turnkey solution. Do you have any info you can share? No. Probes are not back in stock yet. Check later next week. Okay. Yeah, Beacon is an eddy current probe, but it has an ability to, if it's rigidly mounted to the tool head, to use the nozzle as a probe. It uses like science and stuff. This bed takes a while to heat up. Not gonna lie. Having a fan probably doesn't help the bed heat up quicker. Okay, now we're heating up the nozzle. There we go. Yeah, if it's an Ender 3, yeah, like here's the thing. Why do you need a nozzle probe? If the machine's not rigid enough to hold a consistent Z, you're spending money on a turbo on your 99 Honda Civic. Why are you doing that? Seaboard trying to do nozzle probing. It's amazing. What do I even have in mind? What do I have in mind? Oh, yeah, I have a cartographer in that one. I don't think it's set up for nozzle probing though. I think it's just normal. Here's the thing. I haven't had any issues with the normal probing. I'm a big, like, if it works out of the box and I don't have to mess with anything and it just works, why would I go in there and mess with stuff? So yeah, that has a cartographer probe. It can do nozzle probing, but I haven't set it up for it because I'll be honest, it's working fine as is. So. Nero hasn't had a fast Honda before. No, but okay, remember, I went to high school when the Fast and Furious movies were like new. So I was around when everyone was putting like undercarriage glow lighting on their clapped out Honda Civics and Passats. I was around for those days. I remember. When did the first Fast and Furious movie came out? The Fast and the Furious. That came out in... Not Fast and Furious. When did the first one come out? 2001. Yeah, I was in grade 8 when the Fast and the Furious movie came out. I remember Gandalf. I was there. Yes. Is my fan even high enough to get some air on that? Yes. Okay. Oh, start the timer. Shit. Reset. Start. Okay, we'll add 10 seconds to the timer. How's the E3D Revo piezo thing? You want to know the best thing I could say about it? I don't even know it's there. It just... I tell the printer to start printing, it starts printing, and it prints fine. That's the best thing I could say about it, is the fact that there's really nothing to say about it. So I am losing time on that skirt. I forgot to bump the speeds up for the skirt. I honestly don't even need the skirt. I'm gonna turn that off right now. But it's had it there just for extra purge. Turn the skirt off. Oh! Error. Heater bed not heating at expected rate. Yeah, okay, so I might have to PID tune it with... What's going on with... it doesn't show me the graph. Okay, let me turn the fan down and we'll try again. Let's turn the fan down to like 1 instead of full blast. Try again. We'll try again. There we go. There we go. Oh, dang it, I got something embedded in the bed there. There we go. I think what it was it heats up fine, but as soon as you move the bed up, it's blasting the heater from underneath. Would I be getting in over my head trying to build a Voron when my own experience is mostly stock Ender 3 V2s and an X1C? The hardware side doesn't scare me, the software does. Joshua, the software isn't as confusing as it used to be, especially now that there's a lot of pre-made images for Clipper. And also a lot of pre-made printer.cfg. Like, my best advice if you're going into building a DIY printer is to build one that, especially if you're new and you've never like modified firmware or had to adjust anything or anything like that. Like, if you're telling me you're coming from the land of bamboo, I'm assuming you lived in a walled garden that you don't know what a PID tune is. I'm just gonna assume that. So the thing is, I highly recommend going with something like a Voron or any well-documented DIY printer build and get a kit from a manufacturer. Whereas when you build the kit to their specification using their manual, you take their printer.cfg file that's designed specifically for your kit and you throw it on the printer and everything just works. Kind of like this guy. We built it. I took the pre-made bundle of files for this printer and I threw it on the printer and I had to tweak a few things and then it worked. But also the advantage of going with a popular kit from a larger DIY computer or computer printer is you have the community there to fall back on too if you run into problems. Sound is gone. What do you mean sound is gone? Sound's right there. So yeah, it's, you know, you can go and build a Thingiverse special, but I recommend sticking with something like a Voron, a VZBot. How's the annex documentation nowadays? Is it better? Like, yeah, try and build something where if you do run into a problem, there's support for you. And the advantage is, if you build a Voron, hey, I've got videos and live streams on my channel on how to build those things. So. Hot end heating up. Ow. That went down the wrong hole. I'm alive. Ah. I'm alive. I'm alive. Yeah, kits are cheaper. Don't self-source printers anymore. It used to make sense to self-source your printer build back in the day when the kits were of suspect quality and you could find deals on a lot of stuff. Nowadays, the way things have changed, you're much better off buying a kit. You're only paying for shipping once, you're only paying taxes once and duties once. The kits usually come with everything you need for the printer. There's more advantages, especially if you've never built one of these before. By going with the kit, you're gonna basically everything you know goes together. You didn't accidentally order a 220 bed for a 110 machine kind of thing. What do you call it if I collapse on screen? To be honest, if something ever happened to me on stream at admins on the Voron Discord, oh, you did not home correctly. If something ever happened to me on stream, honestly, it would be, yeah, at the admins on the Voron Discord, because some of them actually have my number and whatnot. That would probably be like the oh shit if something happens. Okay, let's try this again. That's like the only thing. Yeah, hopefully that never happens. I'm really hoping that never happens. But that would probably be your best bet. I think a few of them have my home address just in case. But... like, to be fair, that's like not a possibility I'm concerned about. But there are stories of people collapsing on live streams and whatnot. It happens. I do work with electrical and whatnot. Never know. LDO kits. LDO kit, so I am working on the video for this guy. And one of the big things I'm gonna talk about this kit is the fact that if you build this printer, for those that don't know, this is a Trident built with a Seabore kit. This is not a Voron Trident. This is a Seabore Trident. And that's something I don't think a lot of people realize with some of the aftermarket kits out there, is the fact that, you know, this is a Trident, but it's a Seabore Trident. If tomorrow Voron comes out with Trident 2, when we design a Voron, we design with upgrade paths in mind. There really isn't an upgrade path with this. So if, you know, there's CNC parts in here and belt routing's different, you may not be able to just print off the new parts and throw them in. So, Trident 2 when? Oh, when V2.5 comes out. Simple as that. Okay. Let's see if this bed, oh, this bed is not liking this. It is not liking that. Heat up, there you go. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna have to figure out, I gotta have the fan coming at it from above. Because the fan hitting from the bottom is no good. I need to have it coming from above. Stack some filament spools up. There. There we go. I just need to cool the print. I don't need to cool the bed. There we go. Now it's actually holding temperature. There we go. That makes more sense. Rerun the PID. Yeah, but if I rerun the PID, then I need to rerun it again when I forgot the timer. Shoot. Forgot the timer. Oh well. I mean, it'll tell us when the print's done. House is getting broken. Yep, swatting is a thing, and I've taken precautions against stuff like that. I mean, it's always fun being a 3D printing YouTuber and you get death threats. Yeah, the stream. Yeah, somebody could do the math on stream when the print's over. Honestly, I think we're going to be limited to, I think literally like a 15-minute benchy is all we're going to be able to get out of this thing. Simply for the fact that we're limited by flow rate. This is not a high flow hot end. This is a normal flow hot end. So I think that's what's going to limit us on this. Like I'm running at 280 for the hot end with an extra fan, and it's struggle busing to keep up. So something here because this camera keeps dying. Deactivate, activate. There we go. It'll work for 2 seconds. I think it's my USB extension cable. I think that's what's doing it. 1 second here. What? Unplug you. Plug you in here. I literally think it's. Okay, 1 second here. Mobile. Deactivate. Activate. 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 No. Okay, we lost the camera. Whatever. The VZ has. Oh yeah, the VZ bot can do speed benchies. Here's the thing: doing speed benchies on a machine that can do speed benchies isn't fun, in my opinion. It's like, wow, did you know a NASCAR car goes fast? I'm more excited when the dumb cheap 3D printer made out of 3D printed parts goes fast. This is more exciting to me than a 5-minute speed benchy on a machine that can do a 5-minute speed bench. I was like, okay, whatever. It's designed to do a 5-minute speed bench. Like, can a NASCAR car turn right? They can. Did anyone else? When was it? It was like I don't think I can show the video on stream. But it was it last year's Le Mans where they put a NASCAR on Le Mans? Yeah. So when was this last year? Yeah, 2023 Le Mans. They had a NASCAR car. To be fair, it very much wasn't a NASCAR car. They changed a lot, but they had a stock car, a NASCAR stock car at Le Mans. Dude, the sound of it, because it was like a big honking V8. Like, look at the size of it compared to these things, and it actually did pretty good. Like, I don't think it won, but it actually did pretty good. There's some good videos of it. I don't think I could show any of the videos on stream because of copyright, but go look it up. It was actually like a really cool thing to watch, because you see these little, like, tiny little super efficient cars with like really cool engines in them, because they have to be. There's like all these limits on how big an engine can be and fuel efficient and whatnot. But then you have the big honking V8 just and off it goes. Did it win its class? Maybe. It wasn't. I thought it was in like an experimental, like there's no real rules. You're not going to win anything if you win, but you know, you could still go have fun. I thought it was in like a experimental category. Yeah, we are totally outrunning the hot end on this. I will say the motors are nice and cool now that we have active cooling. The TR6. Oh yeah, that was like the triple Wankel engine or something like that. Yeah. It was the only car in its class. There you go, win by default. Oh yeah, this, I'm going through, like, I have so many random boxes of parts that I got to go through and organize. It's like, oh, these are leftover parts from a Rook, or from a beta positron kit that never was complete. The other American, I mean, every other country is free to enter a football team if they want, right? Love me some winkles. Well, we know who loves the smell of burning oil in the morning. Excuse me while I get a zesty beverage. Tonight's drink of choice, Land Shark. Am I getting anything from Bamboo during their Black Friday sales? You must be new here, Duck. For one, I'm Canadian, so Black Friday sales aren't really a thing for us. Two, up until like a week ago, I would say me and our friends at Bamboo were not on the most talkative terms. But I did get an email from Bamboo earlier this week. Hi, Canuck creator. This is Josephine from Bamboo, a leading company dedicated to producing cutting-edge 3D printers that are transforming how people realize their creative visions. I have been following your outstanding work on YouTube, and I am confident that our brand aligns seamlessly with your channel's audience. We are eager to explore a potential collaboration with you on our A1 model and propose the following. I might reply to them. Also, I know for a fact they're now using an ad agency to contact YouTubers, because I'm pretty sure I'm on their shit list. So the fact that they're sending me an email, yeah. Also, they all start the same way. So I'm pretty sure Bamboo's using the same ad agency all the other companies use to contact YouTubers about printers. Yeah, Bamboo didn't like the fact that I freaked out when my machine during a live stream thermally ran away for 3 minutes and it started smoking. And I'm like, why does this not have thermal runaway? And I made a big stink about it because, you know, I told the machine to heat up and it proceeded to not heat up and start smoking. Or actually, no, it heated up and then kept heating up and then smoke started coming out of the tool head. And then I made a stink about it on social media going, why is this machine doing this? And they're like, oh, it has thermal runaway. It just takes 3 minutes to kick on. And I'm like, great, it's not documented anywhere. Most machines thermally run away, error out in like 30 seconds or less, sometimes instantaneously. Why does your machine take 3 minutes and it's not documented anywhere? I assumed you didn't have it, because I'm assuming if it takes 3 minutes to thermally run away and error out, it doesn't have it, because I'm not gonna let my machine burn down. Because we were on a live stream. It was all on a live stream, so anyone could verify that. Yeah, they didn't like that. They did not like that. And I also called them out on a bunch of other stuff. Overhead. Also, by the way, you can't slap a disclaimer on an email going, this email and any attachments are confidential and solely for intended recipients. If you're not the named addressee, if you believe this email in error, please permanently delete it. And probably send it. You are not to disseminate, disclose, copy, alter, refrain, or make use of the information contained. Yeah, I'm sorry, Bamboo, that is not legally binding. You can't send me an email of your own free will and then me receive it and then be legally bound by what's within the email. That is not a legal thing. I'm sorry, but you can't throw that on an email. Like, you can throw it on an email, but it's not legally binding. You can't just send me an email with a proposal for a collaboration and then at the bottom of it say I'm legally bound to not share this information. You're not. That's not legally standing. I can't just hand you a piece of paper and say that says by you reading this you have to give me $1 million. It doesn't work that way. So, yeah. You have to consent to stuff. You have to sign and agree and whatnot. You can't just slap that on the bottom of your proposal email, which doesn't even really propose anything. Yeah, you can put it, it just doesn't mean anything. What live stream? Oh, it was a while ago. It was like 2 years ago. It's called slamming and it's illegal. Well, there you go. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time Bamboo got caught doing stuff they're not supposed to. Keep going to that camera and it doesn't work. But hey, if you're looking for a decent entry-level printer that's easy to use, go buy an A1. They make good machines. I just don't like the way the company operates. Yeah, it's like, yeah. For those that don't know, if you like wake up one morning and you open up your front door and there's a box on your doorstep and you open it up and it's a MacBook, it's now your MacBook. You are under no legal obligation to return that. If a package gets delivered to you, it's yours. Enjoy it. Now, if it's like supposed to go to your neighbor, yeah, don't be a dick, obviously. But if like, you know, random package shows up, it's yours. As long as it's addressed to you. Yes, it has to be addressed to you. That's why I'm saying if it's your neighbor's, give it to your neighbor. But if it's actually addressed to you and it shows up at your door, have fun. Also, that depends on the country you live in, because every country has different laws. Is it the... No, it's not the X. It's one of the streams after that. It was after I got the P1, I think. It was like a random stream. I had to like replace a tool headboard in it or something. Opening something that went through the U.S. Postal Service at any point is a federal offense. Well, good for me, Tanner. I'm not American, so I'm not bound by your laws. You have no power here. The unsolicited good laws was from when credit cards were randomly mailed to people. Ooh. Oh, geez, that would be horrible. Oh, we're almost done. Almost done. Okay, I didn't time it. So how long ago did I start the print? Oh God, it fell apart. I should not have done that. In terms of layer adhesion, we don't have layer adhesion. Tanner 3D, if someone from Canada illegally opens mail from the United States, they could be charged with an indictable offense and face up to 10 years in prison. Google it. Could. Yeah, this. Yeah, we are totally outrunning the hot end. The hot end cannot do a speed benchy. This hot end cannot keep up. I don't know about you. I mean, it does look pretty speed benchy-ish. I don't know how long that took. 15 minutes. That was a 15-minute benchy. But yeah, it can't keep up. This hot end, like this benchy is like it's crumbling. Like there's nothing to it. Yeah. So yeah, we can't keep up with the hot end. So what I'm gonna do now, we've done our dumb speed benchy stuff. Let me turn the fan off. Let me get the filament out. We'll load some actual ply in it, and we'll do some actual like proper printing and calibrate it and whatnot. It's crumbling like a speed benchy. Yeah. Okay. Why? The stupid hot end fan is making noise, and I don't like it. Gotta tighten the fans or turn off the fans. Let's unload this. Unload filament. Load. Unload. Oh, I already threw it in the garbage and fell apart. You wouldn't only download an STL. Too bad, I already did. Where is? Oh, that's the Prusa. I'm like, why am I still hearing printing noises? Oh, it's the Prusa. There you go. Now you stopped rattling. One thing I am going to say about the LTT store screwdriver set, the precision one, it is kind of annoying. You can't put this in here with a bit in it. Like you can, but there's no cutout for it. Like, now that Slicer supports step files, let's get rid of STLs. Yes and no. I mean, it'd be cool, but STLs have their advantage. They're much easier to like preview and load and work with than steps for a lot of reasons. iFixit kits are the same. Oh. I've never bought an iFixit kit. Like the problem is I don't buy those stuff because they're expensive. Shipping that stuff to Canada usually kind of sucks, so I don't bother with it a lot of the time. Okay, so that's that. Okay, so now I need a nice PLA. Put the polymaker away. We need a good hardy plow. I need a good hardy plow. What's a good hardy plow that is actually visible? What are you? Oh, you're PETG. You're PETG. Prusa hooked me up with a ton of PETG. Now I have PETG everywhere. But it's like, I don't want to use the PETG. There we go. What do we got? Oh no, that's PETG too. Ah, why do I have so much PETG? Ah! Here we go. Yellow. Yellow works. Yellow's a color. I like yellow. Do you like yellow? I like yellow. We're gonna go with yellow. Big old yellow. Oh, okay, don't use that yellow. It's broken. Don't cut the cable. You know it don't work. There we go. Disengage, come on. Loading a BMG extruder? I forgot how much it sucks to load a BMG extruder. Like, it probably doesn't help it's not a legit one, it's a knockoff one, but getting a filament to like get into the feed path after the extruder gears is kind of annoying. Load filament. I'm probably gonna have to change the feed length because I cut my bone tube short. Yeah. You can hear it grinding. There we go. Not too cold. Oh, it's 21 Celsius. Not that cold. Okay, so let's go back and set this to some more reasonable speeds and feeds. So let's go back and set this to something a little bit more not insane. There we go. Back to our slicer. Go back to the Rook Mark 1. Discard. Generic PLA. There we go. Calibration, pressure advance. We're going to do the lines. We are Bowden setup. Okay. Slice file. And oh. 1 second here. Boop, 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 boop. Dashboard, copy. Paste that. Test, we're good. Okay. Slice plate. And print. One print. How's the precision compared to a V0? Same. Why would it be any different? It's the same. As long as it's not, you know, as long as you built it and it's not skewed, it'd be. They're 1.8 degrees. Or actually, no, these might be 0.9s. They're the same stepping motors, the same belts, the same gears, the same pulleys. Accuracy of a 3D printer is a mechanical thing. Okay, it's a mechanical thing. You have GT2 belt you have a NEMA 17 motor that's 1.8 degrees per step or 0.9 degrees per step. You have a 22 gear on it, and that's attached to GT2 belt. Those are all mechanical things. So when the belt moves one full rotation, or when the pulley moves one full rotation, you get this much travel of the belt. As long as the machine is built so that all your belt paths are nice and straight. Okay, you don't have like crooked belt paths or sloped or angles. Like everything is mechanically squared up. This is as accurate as any other 3D printer because it's a mechanical motion. It's like, the only time you get like weird, imprecise motions is like you're using like threaded rod as your Z for your lead screw instead of like an actual proper lead screw. Or you're using like undersized bearings or pulleys, or your 20-tooth gear is a 21-tooth gear for some reason. Or your GT2 belt is out of spec. Like the only time you get those weird things, so like when you see people print a cube, okay, when you see the Reddit post of somebody printing a cube, they go, look, it's 20 millimeters cubed. My ANET A8 that's been in a closet for 15 years is still good. Yeah, cool. It was always good. All printers are good. This being on size is your slicer. This is your flow rate, making sure you're calibrated for your flow rate and pressure advance and all that. This being sized correctly has nothing to do with your E-steps. Like it's not. This is a mechanical thing. As long as everything's within spec, it should always move accurately. Like the only time this will be out of size, I know it's a 30 mil cube. I wanted to see who would say that. Thank you, Mr. Jackson. The only time this would be out of size is if something is mechanically wrong with your machine, or if you're losing steps, or you have it set up incorrectly for the stepper, for the motors or the micro steps or whatever. Something has to be wrong for this to be wrong. So if everything's right on your machine, This should be sized. So if you print the 20 mil cube and it comes out to 19.995, that's probably either a variance of this or a flow rate thing. The proper way to measure how accurate your printer moves, you ready? You don't use this. You don't print anything. You go get yourself a dial indicator. You want to make sure your printer is actually moving correctly. When you tell it to move 10 millimeters, it moves 10 millimeters. You get yourself a dial indicator or some other actual measuring device and you measure its movement. You don't print a cube and check your movement, because there's so many variables that can affect this that have nothing to do with how accurate your printer moves. Are you using undersized filament? Are you using oversized filament? Is your extruder incorrectly calibrated? Is your flow rate incorrectly calibrated? Does your does your slicer think you're printing PLA when you're actually printing ABS, because they have different densities and your profile is set up to is a PLA profile that you just increased the temps. You didn't change the density, so it's over extruding. And so this is bigger than it is because of over extrusion, not because of that. Never, ever, ever, if I catch anyone in my audience calibrating XY motion E-steps based off a printed object, I'm gonna spec you. I'm gonna spec you because you're doing it wrong. You want to make sure your printer is moving mechanically accurate, get a dial indicator. Actually get, wait, I might have brought it inside. Yeah, I have one out here. I think they're inside. Yeah, my actual dial indicator is out here. Yeah. Go back 5 years. Oh, geez. I remember years ago, I did the same thing. I printed a calibration cube and adjusted my XYE steps based on a printed calibration cube, because that's what, you know, I looked up a guide and that's what it is. But guess what? Just because it was the idea at the time doesn't mean it's right. We used to use leeches a lot in hospitals. We don't really do that anymore. We wash our hands now too. So, yeah. The printed objects not long ago. Okay. That is a skew compensation thing. That print is for checking not accurate motion. It's meant for checking skew. Okay, that is something you can check with a printed object. I'm talking XY motion. I'm just talking pure XY motion. Yeah, I'm not talking like, because you can build a printer where your XY motion is skewed. Delta printers could use. Deltas are a whole other beast, because deltas are inherently inaccurate and you have to like compensate for it in firmware. Oop, that. Get back here. Get out of there. It's slightly skew, but I bought a calibrator to help. Yeah, like you can fix skew. And here's the thing, depending on what you're printing, skew might not even be an issue. If all you print on your printers, right, is, you know, if all you're printing on your printers is random, like stuff like this, skew probably doesn't matter. Even XY motion accuracy doesn't really matter. You're printing random cosmetic stuff, it doesn't matter. The moment you start like printing, you know, not even this, if you had skew, you would never notice printing something like this. But if you're printing, you know, mechanical parts for a 3D printer, then skew starts to become an issue. So. Do you use the Cali or some flow compensation? For flow compensation, I honestly don't. I do, most of my printers, I'll do a pressure advance tune, an input shaper tune, and that's pretty much it. Then I run default profiles and I'll tweak settings based on what I'm trying to get out of the printed thing I printed. That's about it. I really don't go too crazy when it comes to calibrating my printers. I mostly leave them at default values for a lot of stuff. We'll say the first layer across the bed probably isn't the best. What are you even catching on? Catching on something. All I know is I need a lot of PA on this. What percentage of current rating do you normally start with? Patrick, I use whatever the stock profile for the kit I'm using is. Usually I don't like running my motors more, but usually I try to stick around an amp. For NEMA 17s with 2209s, I usually run around an amp. I find that's like a good starting ground. 0.8 or an amp is usually for NEMA 17s with 2209s, regular full-size steppers is usually around an amp. Basically, you want to find what you want to find. In my opinion, I tune my printers more for reliability and consistency than anything else. I don't care about speed. Okay, to be fair, I don't care. Like, if it takes me 3 hours to print a benchy, something's wrong. But after a certain point, I stop caring about speed and I care more about how the prints come out and how consistent the printer is. So what I like to do is find the safe limit of my printer where, like, okay, at these values, I trust it. I can hit start print on a full plate of stuff, walk away and come back in 20 hours and the print is done. And then I drop it 10%. I drop it 10, 15%, just for a margin of safety. Because, did it error out? Oh, no, it didn't. Okay. Wow, we need a lot of PA. It looked like doo-doo. We need like... It's like way up there. Also, my first layer is way too close on this. Actually, you a little bit. Like 0.52. What am I even looking at? Yeah, I'm thinking like, what is that? That's like 0.4, 0.46, 0.46, I think. 0.46. Let's see what we actually have here for pressure advance. Extruder, filament diameter. Do we have pressure advance? Okay. 0.46. Save and restart. Also, what we're going to do is we're going to check our I can't pull that out there. 1 second here. 1 second here. 220. We're going to check to make sure we are actually extruding 100 millimeters of filament. You should probably do that before you do your pressure advance tuning. Technically, you do input shaper, then pressure advance. So in terms of like the hierarchy of calibrating your extruder, input shaper, calibrate your flow. Make sure when you tell it to extrude 100 millimeters, it extrudes 100 millimeters. Make sure your E-steps are good. Then do pressure advance. But I'm assuming my E-steps are good. This is a off-the-shelf extruder in a stock configuration, so they should be close enough that it's not an issue. But what I'm going to do here is this. Watch. So I'm going to pull you out. So first, let's remove the filament from... Okay, actually, let me unload. Here. Okay. Unload filament. No, unload filament. I don't think an input shaper works on any machine right now. Probably get it working. It's not too hard to get it working. You gotta make sure you have the right settings. Okay. So we're unloading the filament, okay. So we're gonna do this the super easy way. And the super easy way of doing this, just cut that. Load your filament into your extruder. This is a Bowden setup, it works better on Bowdens. Get the filament up in there. Break off the filament, dang it. This filament is a little on the stiff side. put you in there, cut you so that you actually feed in properly. Feed in the filament. Okay. Okay, you're in, and now we're gonna unplug our PTFE tube. Okay. And the reason we're unplugging our PTFE tube is so I can put another PTFE tube on it. And now we're going to extrude filament. Good. Okay, so now we got filament coming out here. Cut that. Now we tell it to extrude 100 millimeters of filament. Don't go too fast so you don't accidentally skip any steps. And by doing it this way, we are ensuring, this is like an old way of doing it. You don't really do it anymore because a lot of tool heads are direct feed now, so this isn't really a thing. But you do it this way because you basically take the hot end out of the equation to ensure that when you tell it to extrude 100 millimeters of filament, it actually extrudes 100 millimeters of filament. This is broken. Great. See if I can fix this. Okay, the fact that I unplugged it and the screen is still on is a little worrying. Okay. Oh yeah, this is dead. Oh, this thing is dead. So now I need to find a scale. I don't know where my scale's at. Okay, so oh nope, this does millimeters. Okay, we're good. So, according to this, we are exactly 100 millimeters. Okay, we're good. Sweet. Cut that off there. Put you back on. So we're good. So we are good there. So now, what are we gonna print? What are we gonna print, class? I need something to print. What are we gonna print? Somebody give me something to print that we can let print all night. What is something cool to print on here that would be good to show off a printer like this? A Rook. I mean, shelving tools. Let's go on printables. Printables. Bishop. Printables. A twisty Rook. Well, let's see. If I type in Rook on printables, what comes up? What comes up with Rook? Downloads. Most popular. What is the most popular Rook? Frickin' the Rock. You know, we'll do this. Files. Rook. There you go. This. Prepare. Control A. Delete. How much Z do I have on this? I got like 100 millimeters of Z, right? We'll go with Z, uniform scale, 100. 100 millimeters. There we go. Stock Rook. Stock. There we go. Print. Float and print. Has floating regions. What? Yeah, whatever. That's a nice Rook. It is a nice Rook. How's the Prusa coming? It's coming proof-tastically. Don't forget, we do have the giveaway in 45 minutes. If you have not entered for your chance to win some Polymaker filament, check out the link in the video description. Enter for your chance. While you're down there, if you want to help support the channel, the content I create, and the things I do, there's links in the video description as well. Why not check those out too? Print a Rook with a Rook. We are printing a Rook with a Rook. Rookception. Set PA to 0.023. Why 0.023? It's a Bowden setup. 0.023 is way not enough. Print a Rook and a Rook. I mean, I could print a Rook and a Rook while it's on a Rook. I have another Rook right here on the floor. Let that heat up. Oh yeah, that's a little too close to the bed. There. I mean, I'd rather it be a little too close to the bed than too far, but what's the name of the song? It's my song. That song that you hear in the intro, this song that you're hearing right now, the song is called AI_2. It's actually a YouTube song. If you go into your YouTube account and your creator page, I don't know if they still have it. They used to have a link to the YouTube, what do they call it? The YouTube like audio gallery or something. It was basically a whole list of like a couple hundred songs that were free, essentially. Like YouTube, like, here, use these songs in your video. They're copyright free. They won't flag the system or anything. So if you go back and watch some of my older streams with the old intro, you know, the intro I use now is still old. That's why you don't really see it as an intro anymore. I need to update it. It's horribly out of date. Like every clip in that intro is over a year old, way over a year old. But anyways, I use the Google version of the song. And then when I did the current intro that's now, what I did was I actually went on Fiverr and I paid someone to remix it, essentially. So now it's like a synth version of the song. But yeah, that first layer was a little too close, but whatever. I mean, it's just gonna stick to the bed a little bit better. There's your speeds and feeds. I am running at the stock settings. For those that are wondering what the stock profile for this machine is, we are running the stock profile for this machine, which is basically a Voron V0 profile with a little bit higher accels. So we commemorate Halloween in Canada. I mean, we dress up. A Canadian Halloween costume has to fit over a snowsuit. So, but yes, we do have Halloween in Canada. Although it's nowhere near as, I remember it being bigger when I was a kid. I remember Halloween being bigger of a thing when I was a kid. It's like most people barely do their houses anymore for decorations. Like I remember when I was a kid, like everyone had Halloween decorations, and now it's like a couple houses do pumpkins and that's about it. Do I ever use the speed override in my Mark IV II menu? Not really. Trunk or treating? Trunk treating is not a thing here. Nobody does the trunk thing here. That is just lazy parenting, the whole trunk thing. I'm sorry. The whole, hey, let's just get everyone and just park in a parking lot and we just go trunk. Yeah, no, that's stupid. That's not a thing here at all. How did that even become a thing? Like, how did, like, that become a thing? Like, that takes all the fun out of it. Was it a COVID thing? Oh, well, COVID's over, so can we go back to being normal? You know what it is? It's just parents being lazy. People draw. Okay, so I've done that, like bearded printer. I do that. Like usually what we do, depending, like it depends on like when the little guy was younger, what we would do is we would do like our neighborhood, just like the couple houses nearby, like do the neighbors, and then we'd pile in the car and go to my mom's house. Because my mom lives in a better area and she has better candy. So we would go to my mom's house and do trick-or-treating in my mom's neighborhood and get all the good candy. Because, you know, as a parent, you have to inspect your kid's candy. And sometimes stuff looks a little off. And you take that for personal, just to make sure, right? Like, I got to make sure it's good before you have the rest. Right? You got to do the parent tax. Although, don't fall for it. The full-size candy bar is good. The houses that give out pop, that is a false narrative. Do not go to the houses that give out pop. Pop is heavy. You don't want to be carrying around a bunch of cans of pop. Pop is cheap too. We don't even give out, like, so I honestly, since we had the little guy, we haven't given out candy for Halloween because we go out with him, right? So like we go out, both of us go out and give out candy. Plus with Coda, he's very loud when somebody's knocking at the door, especially nowadays because he can't see anything and he can barely hear. So it's just too much disturbing going on for him. So we don't really do the candy thing anymore. We just go out with him. What's trunk or treating? So it's a thing where basically, like, apparently it started with COVID. I think it was like church groups or something, where basically instead of going to everyone's house, everyone just drives to a parking lot and like gives out candy out of the trunk of their car. It's like lazy. I don't like it. It's stupid. The cool grandpa. So the trick is what you do as a parent, you have the garbage bag that you walk around with, and then the kid has a pillowcase. Never use the actual like trick-or-treat plastic candy holding bucket or like the don't use those. Those are garbage. Use a pillowcase for your candy. That's the proper way to do it. It's common on military bases, churches, and a few stores. Okay, that makes sense because those are not common here in Canada. So. I could see it being a church thing, though. I could see churches having a big thing in that. Yeah, that just seems so, like, weird. Like, you dress up and you go to people's houses, and then their houses are decorated. What's the point of going to a parking lot and walking around? Like, that's... Yeah, like, if you live out in the middle of nowhere, like, I can see that. But, like, people are doing it in cities. Like, I remember seeing that. I remember seeing that thing, and I was like, that is weird. Yeah, it sounds like half the fun is going to people's houses and seeing their decorations. Like, I've never, okay, put it this way. I've never actually seen trunk-or-treating in Canada. I'm assuming it's mostly, you know what? It sounds very much like a Midwestern US thing. Like, it very much sounds like a Midwestern US thing. It'd be like taking place in the parking lot of a Menards. That's what this kind of sounds like, because I've never seen it in Canada. That's what it sounds like to me. If anything, people should be giving out packets of gamer subs. People decorate their cars. Ooh. I've seen a few people do that. Like, there's a few people around here that drive around with like an arm sticking out of their trunk or something around Halloween. Happens in the parking lot of a Culver's, not Menards. I'm sorry, every Culver's I've been to is right next to a Menards, so yeah. And then to be fair, the only Culver's I've ever been to is the one in Goshen, Indiana at Murph. And that one's right next to a Menards, so. But they also have the buggy hookup for the Mormons. Or not Mormons, Mormons? No, not Mormons. Jehovah's, no. Mennonites? Mennonites. The Amish buggies, that's what it is, Amish. These were a lot of Halloween movies. They still make Halloween movies. The problem is a lot of them are just gory horror movies. Terrifier is supposed to be Halloween. I've actually heard some pretty, like, I don't watch those kind of movies. I don't find them entertaining, but I've heard actually some pretty okay things about Terrifier. Like, it's very throwbacky to, like, the, like Nightmare on Elm Street. But yeah, it is gory. Like, I hate gore for the sake of gore. Like, gore in, like, an Aliens movie makes sense, something like that, but just, like, Hostel. Like, the Hostel movies, I did not like the... Same with the Saw movies. They're just, like... Okay, like, it's not actually entertaining. I don't find it entertaining. Then again, I don't watch a lot of media to begin with, so... Campy 80s... You know what? Movies have gotten bad. Like... every movie has to be a blockbuster now. Like, remember when movies would just come out, you'd come out with like the $30 million just like couple, like, not like a cheap action movies, cheap comedy movie. They don't make, everything's like a big over the top action movie nowadays. Like, everything has to be a $300 million blockbuster. Like, there's a reason I watch more YouTube than any other type, YouTube and streaming than anything else. The Descent movies had nothing to do with shooting angry robots in an asteroid. I understood that reference. Tucker and Dale. The Cabin in the Woods was also a very good horror movie because it deconstructed horror movies. Slither. Oh, I remember Slither. Didn't they remake Evil Dead a couple times too? I was 5 years old. The first movie I watched was a Tim Burton Batman. Fun fact about Tim Burton movies, they're all the same. You can tell a movie's a Tim Burton movie right off the bat. High risk, high reward. Well, what was it? Hot Ones. Who was on it? Was it Brad Pitt? There was like a celebrity on Hot Ones, and they explained, like, basically the problem with movies now is movies have to make all their money in the movie theater. Before, you could put out a movie and it would be okay if it didn't make all its money back in the theaters because you knew you would make money on the DVD and the VHS sales later on. Like, a ton of movies, like, what is it, Pineapple Express, like, there's a whole whack load of movies, Napoleon Dynamite, Superbad, like, there's a ton of movies that, like, were, like, they did okay or, like, barely broke even in the box office, but then became hits afterwards. Nowadays, with streaming, that's not a thing. Like, it's not a thing anymore. Like, because streaming, does Netflix pay Disney or whatever? I don't know, Disney has their own thing. Does Netflix pay out movie studios based on how many views they get, or is it just like a flat rate thing? Like, I think that's how it works nowadays. Like you don't get paid per view, so like you have to make all the movie up front. So they don't make those movies anymore. Everything, they only put it all in on movies that and then every movie's a sequel or a remake because it's like, oh, we can't risk money on new IPs. You get more, honestly, you get more creative new content out of YouTube than you do out of like most major studios nowadays. Like, how many remakes of different things are we up to nowadays? Time for another okay, well, the Spider-Man, Sony has to make Spider-Man movies because when Sony got the rights to Spider-Man, I remember, okay, I was there, Gandalf. I remember downloading the trailer and also having to download Apple QuickTime to watch the trailer after we downloaded the trailer because our computer couldn't play a .mov file or .qt or whatever it was. So I remember downloading the X-Men trailer in 320p off like movietrailers.com and then having to download QuickTime to watch it on like our Windows 98 computer. Okay, so I remember those days. So I remember when it was like Sony was coming out with the Spider-Man movie and they had the option to buy the entire rights to like all the Marvel movies. Like Sony could have bought the rights to all of Marvel characters and like, no, the only one's worth money is Spider-Man, and that's the only one they bought. So the thing is, Sony has to make Spider-Man movies every so many years or the rights default back to Marvel. So that's why they keep remaking Spider-Man and coming out with new Spider-Man stuff. Because if they stop making a Spider-Man movie every so many years, then Marvel gets the rights back, essentially. So they're kind of stuck with that. There's a bunch, it's like, I think the Fantastic Four movies were like that too. They like made a Fantastic Four movie in like the 90s that never was released because they had to like refresh the rights, essentially. I remember that. Bubba Hotep. I think I have seen Bubba Hotep. That might have been like one of the movies I watched at like 2 in the morning while not in the right state of mind just because I was bored. Oh, yeah, I did not see The Matrix in theaters, but I did see it at home right after. The Matrix was one of the first DVDs we bought. Like when The Matrix came out, that was like one of the first DVDs I bought. The Matrix and Jurassic Park were like, oh, you get these on DVD now. They look so much better than VHS. I remember seeing The Matrix, the part 2 and 3 in theaters. Because that was really weird. For those that don't know, Matrix Revolutions and Reloaded, or Reloaded and Revolution, I can't remember which one's the second and third. But either way, they're one movie. It's one continuous movie. It's just split into 2 movies. And they released them like 6 months apart. Like I remember going to the theaters in like the summer to see the first one, and then in the winter to see the second one, or the third one. Yeah. And you know what? I kind of liked them. I actually, like, as bad as it was, I actually kind of enjoyed the newest Matrix movie. Even though it was a soulless cash grab, because it fully admitted to being a soulless cash grab. Jurassic Park was better. Looking back, it's amazing how bad the Jurassic Park, like Jurassic Park 1 was good, but it's amazing how bad looking back at them, how bad the Jurassic Park movies were, except for the first one. They were bad. Like kid doing gymnastics to knock a raptor through a wooden wall. Like what? Office Space, yeah, Office Space was horrible in the box office, but did good in VHS and whatnot after. Sprint's coming out pretty good. It's yellow, so it's hard to show on camera, but Spool's moving pretty good. Making another, are they making another Matrix movie? Jeez. Yeah, I've heard bad things about Joker too. You know what I'm excited for? What's it called? What's the one from what's the anthology series about video games that's coming out? The chassis are gone. What was it? Silent or not Player One? What's it called? It's on. It's gonna be on Prime. It's an anthology series about a bunch of video games. What's it called? I can't remember what it's called. I'm waiting for somebody in chat to tell me. No, video game anthology series, Amazon. Secret Levels. That's what it is. Secret Levels. Okay. Secret Levels. That's what it's called. So, who here knows about Love, Death, and Robots? Who here knows about Love, Death, and Robots? If you don't know what Love, Death, and Robots is, it's a series on Netflix where it's basically every episode is its own thing. So it's basically an anthology series. So it's like they have done a few of them have had sequel episodes. So like an episode in season 1 has had an episode in season 2 or a sequel in season 2. But essentially they're all just like short self-contained stories. And it's been done a few times. There's been Star Wars Legends has done it where it's again, it's that one's set in the same universe, but they're all separate stories. The Animatrix, same thing, where they're all independent stories set in the same universe. So that's a series. They're doing one for video games on Prime called Secret Levels. I think I can show the trailer, but all I'm going to show you, one, there's a, okay, I gotta be careful. I'm on Twitter here. Wow, that's really zoomed in. Okay, so there's Keanu Reeves. There's Mega Man, a bunch of other characters over on this side. Oh, there's the Space Marine. This guy's new. This guy I didn't see in the trailer. There's a wonderful Helldiver. So all of these are basically video. Here, I think I can show the trailer. I think I can show the trailer. I think I can show the trailer for it. Yeah, God of War. I think I can show the trailer. If I get copyrighted, I get copyrighted. The little kitties, there might be swearing. I can't remember. Oh, one second here. Let me mute the music. Music. Yeah,
it's time.
So these are all anthologies
for your arrival.
Shows. So they're all independent episodes.
It is you. You will open the door.
And it's all video game based.
Because you are the chosen.
So that is Keanu Reeves in an armored core. I'm sorry, you have no idea how hyped I am for this.
All those moments.
Yeah, a Stardate short.
It's a new
adventure. I'm sorry, Keanu Reeves in an armored core movie. Yes. Take all my money. Yes, please.
You.
Mega Man. The Stardies. I think there's like even a Pac-Man. Yeah, Unreal Tournament too. Like,
come in. You have a game to play.
But yeah, they're just like little shorts. I think Blur did some of it. Yeah, Pac-Man. I don't know how you make a Pac-Man movie or short movie, but they are. But yeah, a Smash Bros movie would be cool. Like it's like the joke at the end of the Super Mario movie. It was going to end with like Samus or whatever inviting Mario to the Smash Brothers initiative or whatever. But yeah, I think that comes out in December. So hyped for that. I'm assuming they're going to get Christopher Judge to voice Kratos for God of War. It makes sense. I don't think he's doing much these days, so he's probably pretty open. I forgot Half-Life. Well, because then it would be the third Half-Life. You can't make more Half-Life. It's been how many years? It's been like 20 years. When's Half-Life? Okay. Half-Life 2, Episode 2. When did that come out? Episode 2. When was that out? October 10th, 2007. Since October 10th, 2007, the plot of Half-Life has advanced 30 seconds. Because at the very end of Half-Life Alyx 2, we get a 30-second segment where you play as Gordon Freeman, who picks up a crowbar. Gordon picking up a crowbar has been as far as the Half-Life plot has advanced in almost 20 years. Half-Life 2, yeah, Half-Life 2 was 04, but the last, like, part of that plot was in 07 with Episode 2. Yeah, Concord was, yeah, Concord. Y'all remember Concord? Alyx was really good. It's one of the few VR games that I actually, like, played the crap out of. It's Duke Nukem 40. They could do... Here's the thing. Duke Nukem, you could do a Duke Nukem game. The problem is you have to approach it the right way, and I don't think nobody could really do that. Watching interviews. I gotta play Cyberpunk. That's a game, I bought it when it came out. I played like 15 hours of it. Actually, I could check it right here. Cyberpunk. Oh, wow. Okay. I have more hours in it than I thought I did. I got 57 hours in it. But I never beat it. I think a lot of this, too, is like... I think I left it on overnight one day. But yeah, like, I never beat it. And I don't have the expansion. I'm waiting on the expansion to go on sale, then I'll buy it and I'll play it all again. But unfortunately, lately, this has been lately. I do need to play Armored Core again. By the way, for those wondering, Armored Core is like, I beat it 3 times in this amount of time. Play it again, Chuma. I will. Although I will say, I will be back in a minute. I gotta run inside. I'll be back in a second. So enjoy this printer printing while I go inside for a minute. I'll be back. Okay. There we go. Okay, I'm back. Did you miss me? What'd I miss? Break time. Yeah. See, I hate that term. I hate when people use the term DI in a negative. It's like, well, it's come up with a better argument. Honestly, you could do a Duke Nukem game if it was like you did it kind of like you have to acknowledge he was a hero, but he's a product of his times, and have him trying to like adapt to a modern battlefield kind of thing. Like have him like trying to like realize he's not with it anymore and having to come to terms with it and then adapting and overcoming it while still like bringing some of that aspect from the good old days back kind of thing. Like have him start off as like a washed up hero that's out of touch with everything, but then have him rebuild into something better. You could do that. Oh, that's a good example. Yeah, Vex player. Basically do last action hero. Have him like, you know, the aliens did that. He did do all that stuff, but like, it turns out like the government actually like did everything and he just overhyped it or something. Like have it where he did do those things, but it wasn't like, it really wasn't how he thought it played out kind of thing. Like you could do a good Duke Nukem game. Because I think nowadays, like, I'll be honest, I play games more for the story nowadays. Like, as I'm getting older, like, I don't feel like getting sweaty over a video game and combat and whatnot. It's like, I play games for the story, essentially. Like, I play, like, yeah, don't get me wrong, Helldivers is fun, and there's no story to Helldivers other than, you know. But it's like, if I'm going to invest in it, I like being attached to the characters in games now. Like, I can't stand games where you're just nameless mook number 40, unless it's like certain games it works, like Helldivers, for example. It works in Helldivers. Because for those that don't know, in Helldivers, you don't play as the Helldiver. You play as the ship. Uncharted? Yeah, like games like Uncharted. Like, why do you think I have 500 hours in Baldur's Gate 3? Fetch quests, grinding. That's one of the reasons I love Baldur's Gate. There's no it's a role-playing game with no grinding. You can't grind in Baldur's Gate. There's no respawning enemies. It's like, and you reach max level like way before the end. Like you get max level like several quests before the end of the game. Like I just so the problem I have with Baldur's Gate is usually I get to Act 3 and then I start over again. So I'm actually sitting down and pushing myself to finish Act 3 again. I've only done it once, where I actually like did every quest in Act 3. I've only like, or the main quest. I beat the game once. That was my very first playthrough. I did most of the quests. Then I've done another playthrough where I kind of speed ran the game because I wanted to like see how a different character played through. And then I beat the game that way. And then I've done it several other playthroughs where I get to like Act 3 and then I stop. But now I'm like trying to actually do it and I'm actually paying attention. For those that have played Baldur's Gate 3, if you finish Astarion's quest line, like the good way, where he like, I'm not gonna spoil it, but like, if you know, you know. I actually like, cause I played that game, like I played that cutscene originally when I played the game, but it didn't like hit me because I didn't quest with Astarion at all, my first playthrough. Like he sat in camp. Like when I did his final mission for his quest line, like when I pulled him up, it's like, okay, Astarion, we're gonna go do your final quest. We're gonna go get Cazador. I had to level him up from like level 1 to 11 because he had been sitting in my camp the entire time. Like I had done no missions with him. And now the playthrough I'm doing now, like I've had him with me most of the game and we've been buddied up the whole time and I've been trying to get him to not be an evil asshole. When you finished his quest line, the writing and the acting in a video game, like I'm blown away. Like it, now that I understand everything, holy hell, it hits you. It is so good. So, and then I try to play another game where it's like, oh, this is the bad guy. You should go shoot him. He is bad. Oh, you have beaten the bad guy. Here is some stuff. We are much better. Thank you. It's like, yeah, okay. Okay, are we doing the giveaway soon? We are doing the giveaway in 7 minutes. If you have not entered to win some Polymaker Filament, link in the video description. Enter for your chance. Uh-oh. And the chat freeze on me. In-game God of War. Oh yeah, so I haven't played God of War 2018, simply for the fact that I don't have a console to play it on. But I did watch the game. There's a lot of YouTube channels that basically just take games and turn them into movies. So you take like the game and you basically edit the cutscenes and then key gameplay parts with, like, you know, sometimes you're playing a game and during a fight characters will talk or whatever. So you basically take the game and you edit it into like a 6-hour movie. I watched God of War 2018 and I really liked it. I know they're out on PC, but this was years ago. Like, I watched them years ago. Same with the sequel, because I'm sorry, I'm not waiting a year to play it on PC. The giveaway, well, if you click the link, it's open worldwide. It's like the first thing it says in the giveaway. Question: win a spool of Polymaker Filament, open worldwide. Heard that if you have not played 2077 since it's big corrected restart. Yeah. Oh yeah, I would totally. It's been so long. That's also a problem with me. If I'm playing a game and I get like a good chunk into it and then I put it down for a while and I come back to it, I can't resume. I have to start over. Especially like because so many games have different controls. But yeah, it's hilarious. I find, like, as you get older, you know, games where you design your own characters and you like, I try to make the character, if I'm playing a human, I try to make it look at me. But it's like, as you get older, it's like, oh, hey, cool. We could put gray hair in our hair to like, I didn't go with the balding head option, but I did go with the gray hair option for my current character in Baldur's Gate. It's like, because this hairline is nothing to look at. We're like, yeah, we'll go with gray hair. His favorite expansion. Yeah, I honestly, I think Baldur's Gate broke video games for me, because there's so many games now where, like, I'll try to play it and I'm like, the story sucks, or the characters, like just like your party, like after like you talk to them once and they just repeat the same thing over and over and that's all they say the rest of the game. It's like, give me my companions. Where's my companions? Where's my squad? Nintendo being the only console to put accept and cancel backwards on their console. It's because it's I think they use the Japanese layout worldwide. I think that's why. Where like circle is enter and X is back, I think. Or is that PlayStation? I know that Metal Gear Solid did that to me. Yeah, I remember Metal Gear Solid. I always screwed it up on playing Metal Gear Solid. Get it eventually. Here, let me pull up. I did the Merkel fight the other day. So just to like, yeah, I know we're in tangent. I told you tonight's stream was going to be random. This is, so for those that, I'm not going to spoil the plot to Baldur's Gate, but basically up into a certain point near the end of Act 2, you're just fighting guys. Like, yeah, you fight the odd like monster or like summon robot thing, But for the most part, in Baldur's Gate, up until like the end of Act 2, the bad guys are just like the bad guys. They're you don't really see them until the very end of Act 2, or most of them. You don't really fight anything other than a guy with stick, or monster with stick, or big monster with stick. And then all of a sudden, this happens. Let me kill the music again. Ute. So you're just kind of playing around, and then you run into this guy, and the writing is just, oh, okay, great.
Oh dear.
It's like, oh. It's funny because it'll pick a random party member you have, and they usually do a thing. Some of them are like literally like, oh shit. So yeah. So up until that point in the game, you're just fighting like random bosses, like random guys in armor and whatnot, and then you fight his chosen, you kill him, and then you're like, hey, I killed a guy who's just a guy, and then that happens. And then everything goes from there. And you're fighting dragons and whatnot by the end. But yeah, it's... The writing is so good in that game. So good. Do you have an ad? No, that wasn't an ad. I can hit the ad button now if you want. Kind of cheesier than your drunk D&D sessions. Hey, it's D&D. It is cheesy. Like, there's one point where you save a couple, and they're like, why did you save us? And you have like a bunch of options, like, oh, you know, I thought you did, and you could be like a dick, like, oh, you know, I only saved you because you're gonna pay me. And then one of them's like, I don't know, for the experience, I guess. Steve, it depends on the characters you have. Some of them are like literally like, oh shit. Like one of the characters literally just drops an F-bomb when that happens. Like it picks a random character in your party sometimes to add to the content. So some of them will say that. Astarion, if you don't know who Astarion is, him saying, oh dear, makes sense if you know the character. Because he's a posh, like, upper city person. Have you seen I haven't seen the Legends of Vox Machina. Here's the thing, like, I want to get into D&D, but I don't have anyone to play with. My wife used to play D&D, like, years ago, before we started dating. She had a group of friends she played with. So it's like, I want to play it, because I love the setting and everything. And it's like, I've played some D&D games in the past. I did play Baldur's Gate 1 or 2 when I was little. I don't think I got too far in it. And I played some other D&D games over the years. But Baldur's Gate 3 has, like, really wanted me to play D&D. The problem is, like, I don't have anyone to play with IRL, so. I know you could do D&D on Discord. I know you could do it digitally, but it's not the same. So. All my gameplay references from the 90s. I haven't had a new console since the Wii. Oof. I mean, to be fair, I don't care about consoles anymore either. I'm firmly in the, if it's not on PC, I ain't bothering. And just so you know, I do have the best Switch console in the world. It's called a Steam Deck. So. Being a DM, oh yeah. Yeah, I've seen stories, like, I've been on the D&D memes subreddit. Okay, let's do a giveaway. Let's do a giveaway. Let's do a giveaway. Like 2 sheets, 3 new sheet. Go. Hopefully I don't get copyright struck for anything tonight on stream. I should be okay. If anything, I'll just delete the one section of the VOD. By the way, if you guys ever watch a stream in the future and there's no chat on the side, that usually means I had to edit something. If you edit a live stream in any way, YouTube like removes the chat, which is why I have chat on screen for people that watch the stream on TVs, but also if you watch in the future after I have to like mute a section for copyright or whatever, it gets rid of the side chat. So that's why I have it on screen. How is the Steam Deck? I like it. I only really use it when I travel, although I have found myself playing, I played most of Mass Effect 3 on it, over the summer. I had Mass Effect 3 on it, or the whole Mass Effect trilogy. I played through the whole trilogy on it, just like with the little guy. Like it's a fun, like it's not as good as having a proper computer. And even now, like the last trip I did, I found I was using my laptop more than the Steam Deck, because my laptop will run games better than the Steam Deck. My framework laptop will, and I like keyboard and mouse. I know some games you can play okay on with the thumb and buttons, but I'm not a huge fan of them, I'll be honest. Okay, let's load up marbles. But it is nice. If you do get one, get the biggest, like, buy the cheap one and then just upgrade it or whatever. It's nice. It's fun. Buy one used. Find a used one. They go pretty cheap for used ones, especially the older generation one. But they're the best. They are the best Switch. Literally, they are the best Switch. The best Nintendo Switch is a Steam Deck with emulators. Okay, let's do speed run. 44, play. Cannot aim for shit. That's why you play a class that uses a shotgun. Okay, so how this works, if you win, you get a spool of filament from Polymaker. And if I pick you and you win, you get 2 spools of filament. So good luck to this person right here, this person right there. Who are you? TT. TT, if you win, you get 2 spools of filament. If anyone else wins, you get 1 spool. Go! Remember, exclamation mark zoom zoom makes you go faster. Exclamation mark gullible makes everyone else go slower. Good luck, TT. I believe in you. Racing game. Yeah, racing games are better on controller. Well, here's the thing. Anything where you need an analog input makes sense on a controller. Elden Ring, I played with a controller. I play Elden Ring with a controller. Baldur's Gate, I play with keyboard and mouse, but you can play it on controller. Just it's easier with the menus. Depends on the game. Armored Core, I tried playing on a controller, but I had better luck with keyboard and mouse because I didn't like using the lock on. So I manually aim with Armored Core on keyboard and mouse. And then I use my, the problem with Armored Core, you have to be able to use all 4 shoulder buttons at the same time. And I can't hold a controller with, like when I hold a controller, I need to use 2 fingers. I can't do 3. And yes, I know I cut away from the race. So with Armored Core, you need to be able to fire all 4 weapons at the same time. So I can't do that on a controller. So I use my keyboard mouse, and my keyboard, on my mouse, I use the 2 side buttons as my 2 back weapons. Ooh, come on, Jason. You're in the lead. Is this one of the ones where it moves? Oh, it doesn't move. Okay. Back paddles. I have one. I have an 8-bit Dendo or whatever it's called that has them. Oh, there you go. Zooman 2 won. Congratulations, Zooman 2. You have won yourself a spool of filament from Polymaker. Zooman 2. Congratulations. Everyone, golf claps in chat for Zooman 2. You have won yourself. Did I hit the... Oh, that button. Okay, go back to the main menu. Find you in here. Zooman 2. To the person that asked, no, I will never fix the typos in the form. It's there for engagement. So Zooman 2, you will get an email from me after the stream ends with information on how to collect your filament from Polymaker. So congratulations. I will post pictures of the print when it's done on the Twitters and in the Discords. Hey, if you're not in the Discord, go join the Discord. We have a Discord. It's pretty cool. Go ahead, join it. Link in the video description. Go do that. It's coming along pretty good. That's actually coming along pretty good. Not gonna lie. Knows absolutely nothing about any tech. Picked up an A1 and came to school the next day saying it prints like a dream. Amazing as far Bambi has come. Reason Raider. It was Bamboo, not Bambi. Bambi was a deer. Yeah, it prints amazing. Every printer I have prints amazing. It just, Bamboo has a very, very, very good new user experience for people that are new to 3D printing. On the downside of being a very, very curtailed, guided experience in 3D printing, if you only really ever use Bamboo printers, you only really know how to use Bamboo printers. That's kind of the downside of that. And you are kind of stuck in their walled garden in their ecosystem. So yeah, they're great machines for newbies. It's just, for some people, they don't want to invest in the ecosystem or deal with the downsides of being in that ecosystem. But yeah, for like, especially if you have no experience in tech at all, getting a Bamboo printer for your first 3D printer, you really can't go wrong with that. Bed doesn't stick without glue. What I do? Put more glue or clean your bed. Okay, we're gonna call it there. I'll post pictures of this when it's done. Yeah. If you want to get one of these are the Rook kits from LDO Motors. I don't have a link in this video, but go watch yesterday's stream. There's a link. Shout out to Polymaker for the spool of filament we gave away this stream and every stream. Links for all of them and more in the video description. I plan on getting a A1 comment. There you go. The one thing I really don't like about what Bamboo did with the A1, the hot end is incompatible with any other hot end, which is not too bad. In my opinion, their biggest thing that I'm like, why did you, I know why they did it. And I'm sure you can figure it out too if you think about it for 2 seconds. But the fact that the A1 AMS doesn't work with the P1 or the X1. Bamboo came out with a new style of AMS system for the A1 series that's different from the X1 and the P1 series, and they're not compatible with each other. They could have made it compatible with each other, but they didn't. So the downside is if you buy an A1 combo and it comes with the A1 printer and the AMS Lite, and then down the line you're like, hey, I want to print ABSs. I want to get an enclosed printer. So you go and buy a P1S. Well, now if you want to do multi-material or multicolor, because they're a single nozzle, so multicolor stuff, it's not multi-material. If you want to do multicolor on the P1, you can't just take your multi-material system from the A1 and connect it to the P1. You know, they're the same company that makes it. They designed it so that they're incompatible. So now you have to go buy the full-size AMS. You can't use the AMS Lite on the P1. That is something I really don't like that they did. They could have designed it. You can't say they couldn't make it happen. They designed the system. They could have made it work, but they chose not to. That is what annoys me about Bamboo, is stuff like that. So, yeah, that's the stuff that when people are like, why you don't like Bamboo? It's stuff like that. It's anti-consumer stuff. Because, you know, I have a Bamboo, for those wondering. I have a Bamboo. I have the AMS. It's up out of frame. But, like, they could have made them work with each other, but they didn't. Yeah, it's all you need is all you need is an adapter, like a physical adapter, because that AMS for the X1 uses 1 in, 1 out. So it takes the 4 spools and merges them into one PTFE tube in the machine, and then it's one PTFE tube into the printer. On the A1 series, it's 4 in to the tool head. So all they would have to do was just take a 4-way Y splitter essentially, and have that plug into the back of the X1 or P1, and then just have the firmware know that's what's going on. So they could have done a 4 in, 1 out thing that you bolt on the back of that thing, or just have it sit somewhere, BHB it on somewhere, I don't care. They could have made it work, but they chose not to. So now the problem is if you invest in the A1 ecosystem, you buy the A1, you buy the combo, it comes with your multi-material system, right? If you want to upgrade to an AMS or a P1, you still want to do multicolor on the P1, now you have to buy another AMS system. You can't just move it over. That's what annoys me. Or on the other side, hey, I have multiple AMS units because I wanted to do 8 colors. So I have 2 AMS units for my X1. Hey, I bought an A1 and I don't really do multicolor that often. Let me just take one of the AMSs from my X1 and put it on my, nope, you can't do that. Like that's the thing that annoys me with Bamboo. Because they could have, but they didn't. And they did it on purpose. So. And I don't think anyone agrees. I don't think anyone can disagree that that's not a bad take. I don't think anyone can sit there and go, no, I'm happy they did it that way. I don't think anyone here can do that. It's just people accept it because they just accept things. Okay, we're calling it there though. It's late. I'm gonna finish my drink and go watch a movie and go to bed. So shout out to Polymaker for the spool of filament. Shout out to LDO for this kit that we used. And shout out to anyone that donated to the channel, gifted memberships to others, or became members of the channel yourself. I thank you. I would not be able to do the things I do, create the content I create without your continued support. You make it all possible. So yeah, we're gonna call it there. Enjoy your weekend. Be safe out there. Wash your hands, and I will see you on Tuesday. Goodbye. Am I muted? No, I'm not muted. No, I'm muted.